has been hit hard, but the task at hand has yet to be completed.
With reaction from Israelis, CBS's Rami Inovencio on the streets of Tel Aviv.
The feeling here is that there is a turning point with the killing of Yahya Sinwar, and that's why this protest rally is happening in order to put even more pressure, much pressure as they can, to try to get the government of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to come to some kind of deal.
CBS News Special Report. I'm Christopher Cruz.
New this hour, good news and more hard feelings for Rockdale County residents in the wake of the biolab fire and toxic smoke plume. WSB Steve Summers reports live with where the cleanup is and what's next.
Yeah, Bill, first, the good news.
The shelter in place for all of Rockdale County will be effective immediately, October 17, 2024.
That means the Rockdale County government now turns the steps over to BioLab. Now, BioLab was invited to today's media conference, but declined to appear. County Commission Chair Oz Nesbitt reacted to that this way.
Quite frankly, I think it's a slap in the face. I feel like the citizens and business owners who have been held hostage for the last 19 days deserve to hear directly from the leadership and the corporate management about BioLab.
Other updates to today's media conference that just concluded about 5 minutes ago. Remediation of the plant site is well underway. All that waste, some residents were worried about where it would go. It's going to a hazmat facility, a dumping ground for that kind of thing. EPA officials say Rockdale County air, meantime, is safe to breathe. Officials confirm it was 4 million pounds, a chemical known as trichloro, that turned into that lingering plume. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
No charges are filed by the DeKalb County District Attorney following an investigation of a deadly officer-involved shooting at the Atlanta VA Medical Center earlier this year. DA Sherry Boston says the shooting of 58-year-old Robert Smith Jr. was justified. An officer shot Smith after he was threatening hospital employees with a knife. It is 3:03. The Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. Veronica Harrell.
And right now, watching delays downtown, 75, 85 north and southbound between the university area and also 17th Street. Cleared up the crashes over in Gwinnett County, 85 southbound, but now you are still sluggish as you leave 316 and head over to Spaghetti Junction, 285. Just brake lights, 75 northbound as you leave the North 120 loops and head over into Ackworth. And over on the south side, also volume 75 northbound from before Bill Gardner Parkway, headed over to Jodico. I'm Veronica Rell, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies today, high 63. That's still trending about 10 degrees below average for this afternoon. Clear and cold for tonight, lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 67. Warming by this weekend. Saturday morning, low 45. Afternoon, high 71.
It is 62 in Vining, 64 in Stockbridge, 61 in Suwanee. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctors. Man of 1,000 voices, Timmy Cruz. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
It's an extremely long wind-up today. I thought you were about to do a pick-off move over there when we were starting the show.
I started way back because I recognized that I was in too much of a hurry to get this fantastically wonderful radio show going.
Watch your pitch clock.
So I had to step back a little further. I had to watch the pitch clock, make sure that the lips met microphone at the most opportune time. And I appreciate it. I feel like you're giving me a little round of applause there.
Absolutely.
I feel like you're giving me the flowers. I feel like you're tipping your cap to me.
Listen,
I appreciate it.
If I were a runner on base, I would have known what to do. I would have been picked off quickly because I wouldn't have taken up towards second.
Don't mess with me. You're not getting second. Am I on the field? You ain't getting second. You stay right where you are. The only thing that's going to get you to second is my pitcher screwing up and your batter doing something about it. You ain't going to get past me, pal.
Hands up.
Welcome to the show. Autumn, how are you today?
I'm so good. How are you doing today?
I am very good. I'm very, very good. I feel like sometimes we don't talk to Autumn until as we get into the show because she's not here with us. And most people here, I don't know, they're always telling me, don't talk to Autumn. Let her.
Don't they are?
No. She needs to prove her worth. Make her work her way into the conversation. Yeah. But you know, I'm not like that.
Which I do. I interrupt you plenty.
That's true. So there's I don't know how it is in Baltimore, but it's just a beautiful day here in Atlanta.
It's beautiful here too.
Is it beautiful all over the world? Is it like
all over?
Is it the opposite of a rainy night in Georgia? So if it's a rainy night in Georgia, it seems like it's raining all over the world. If it's a beautiful day in Georgia, is it a beautiful day all over the world? Must be.
Everywhere but Ukraine.
Well, it's never a beautiful day in Ukraine because they're fighting for democracy.
Oh.
And apparently just not enough people have been killed to achieve democracy. About 1 million people have been killed in that one. My guess is they'll kill enough innocents at some point that they'll be able to hold it down. But you're right.
Hey, this is a real bummer.
It is a bummer. It is a bummer. But you know when you're in a good mood and you're having a beautiful day, I think you have to stop for a moment and think to yourself, there are places that we've given hundreds of billions of dollars to that have achieved very little with it, and they're not having a good day. So we need to stop and acknowledge that it's not a beautiful. But from Atlanta to Baltimore, seems like it's just a beautiful day.
Gorgeous.
And you know what? I like that word, gorgeous. Not used enough. Not used. When's the last time somebody called you gorgeous? I'm sure. Hot.
My boyfriend calls me gorgeous.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So that's a little cab, I guess. She's like,
that's an old guy type of thing.
Hot. She's hot.
Yeah.
Come here, lady, gorgeous. When I was a kid, we would say, fine. Oh, man, she's so fine.
Lots of compliments.
Was that like a 70s thing? That's not still around, is it?
No, it was the 90s still.
Yeah, we had fine. We had fine.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, she's
she's fine. She's lit.
Yeah, in the 90s we'd sing, she's so fine. Do-line.
Oh, I guess it came back, perhaps. It just it doesn't seem like it because I was hanging around with a bunch of young stoners saying it. So, she's fine.
People from the 50s.
And then somebody from, I remember one guy, I can't give you the exact scenario, but I remember him saying he could toss a knife through that. So
I wanted to kill her?
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's what it sounds like.
It was with those guts.
No, it was nothing. It turns out it was nothing violent at all. It wasn't even slightly violent. And
like her blood is red like mine.
No, it wasn't like that at all. But if perhaps during the break I will give you the further scenario. It made sense in its time, and it did in fact prove that she was fine. Let's do this. Word of the day.
Andragogy.
Whoa! Not playing around with the word of the day today.
It's a serious one there.
Andragogy.
Andragogy. And it has
Andrew-gogy. Got it.
Good man. Good man. But not this.
He was mayor once, right?
It's yeah, Andrew Gogi. I believe he was the mayor of Marietta.
That's right. That's what I thought.
Does Marietta have a mayor?
Yes. Yes.
I get confused between governor and mayor.
You get confused.
What?
Well, it's very simple. A state has one governor, and a city has a mayor.
Well, defend governor.
I know, but I'm saying I get them confused. Like,
can you explain?
Which one's the...
Well, it works down here in the South, and I don't know how it works up in Maryland, wherever you are. Is that there's one governor in every state, and then every town or city or municipality has either a governor or city mayor.
Thank you, Brian Kemp. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Or I said governor. I meant mayor.
See?
Did you just mess it up?
Oh, no, I said governor and mayor.
What was it say? I'm forgetting how to say this word already. Andragogy is a noun, and it basically means adult education, the method and practice of teaching adult learners adult education.
Okay.
That is...
Andragogy.
No, it's for eating the andragogy. Trump.
They're eating all the teachers of adult education. Pretty soon they're going to have to use robots.
I don't know if I'm believing you. That sounds like a little bit of an embellishment that they're eating all the...
Andragogy.
They are. They're eating them all, and they're putting them in apartments being run by violent gangs from Venezuela.
Remember, the Democrats want you to know it's only a few apartments buildings that are taken over by Venezuelan cartel gangs.
Right,
It's
not all of them.
It's not a real problem. It's just a few apartment buildings in Aurora, Colorado. Did you ever see the video of cause I guess it's like Hall security cameras or something in one of these buildings, and this Venezuelan cartel shows up, and they just like make their way into the apartment, and they kill a guy in there, and they leave. And I don't know if it has anything to do with Aurora, Colorado. It might just be because that guy's from a different cartel or a different gang or whatever. But the Democrats want you to know that the Republicans have really, really, really embellished this story. It's only, come on, everybody relax. It's just a few apartment buildings that have been taken over by Venezuelan cartel gangs.
Earlier this week, we never got to this audio, but there was the moment where J.D. Vance was sitting down with ABC's Martha Raddatz, and Martha starts sparring with him about it.
Well, that's the whole thing. Martha's job is to let America know when these politicians are not telling the truth. That's why she's so hard on Kamala Harris and Joe Biden when they show up. So yeah, it's a whole thing where Martha ends up. I think J.D. Vance even it's kind of a long clip, but he sort of ends up saying, okay, I'll grant you that. If you think the thing is, it's a good thing that only a few apartment buildings are being taken over by Venezuelan cartel gangs. Okay.
Senator Vance, I'm going to stop you because I know exactly what happened. I'm going to stop you. The incidents were limited to a
handful. That's it's 5, right? I go by fingers.
Sure.
So
handful.
Whatever you can put your. You got 2 hands together. It's only 1 handful.
Okay.
So that's like 3.
Okay.
Well, it could be 4 if you have big hands.
Actually, we're talking about apartment buildings. I can't even hold 1 in my hand, so it might be less than 1, quite possibly. But Martha Raddatz here. Let me hear her again.
Senator Vance, I'm going to stop you because I know.
Now, later on, we're going to go into the Kamala Harris, Brett Baier. Brett Baier interview on Fox. And I would imagine that outside of Republican political circles, there was no heat on Martha Raddatz for interrupting to correct the record, to get him to answer. No heat there with what she did with J.D. Vance. But you're going to hear a lot about how Brett Baier was rude and wrong and blah, 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 because he interrupted her just to keep her on the point. But just remember that. Just that, I don't care who you vote for. You should vote for whoever you want to vote for. This host does not care who you vote for. I have a nose for hypocrisy. I have a nose for inconsistency, and that's where my interest lies. And also, it's easier to make fun of stuff like that, which makes it fun. So,
Senator Vance, I'm going to stop you because I know exactly what happened. I'm going to stop you. The incidents were limited to a handful of apartment complexes, and the mayor said our dedicated police officers have acted on those concerns. A handful of problems.
Only, Martha, do you hear yourself? Only a handful of apartment complexes in America were taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and Donald Trump is the problem and not Kamala Harris's open border. Americans are so fed up with what's going on, and they have every right to be. And I really find this exchange, Martha, sort of interesting because you seem to be more focused with nitpicking everything that Donald Trump has said rather than acknowledging that apartment complexes in the United States of America are being taken over by violent gangs. I worry so much more about that problem than anything else here. We've got to get American communities a safe space again. And unfortunately, when you let people in by the millions, most of whom are unvetted, most of whom you don't know who they really are, you're going to have problems like this. Kamala Harris, 94 executive orders that undid...
All right, let's not get into his politics. She doubles down at the end, though. The only reason I let it go once you got into the political sloganeering was, I know at the end she does double down and go, oh, yeah, well, I'm just saying there's only... They're so out of touch. The Martha Raddatzes of the world, been in media, been in national media since, the 70s or something. And I guarantee you that if Martha Raddatz lived next to one of those apartment complexes, the following week, Martha Raddatz would no longer live next to one of those apartment complexes. There's no connection whatsoever. The national media now is in the same orbit as Bill Gates, Elon Musk, George Soros, the most horrible person alive now that I know of. What's his name? Larry Fink, BlackRock. There's no difference. And I brought this up yesterday. The way that Mark Zuckerberg, look into what he's trying to do in Hawaii, which is basically create the state of Zuckerberg. They don't even like having to mingle with us, the people at the top. You just look at what he wants. He wants to have his own nation where no one can get near him unless they get past 6 gatekeepers. 2 of them real gates, 4 of them people. One of them Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
He's the last. He's a troll.
He is allowed.
Yeah, well,
I'm
yeah,
the boss
yeah.
level fighter.
Bill Gates is allowed because he's a peer.
Okay. His last name's Gates, and they love Gates.
And they need gatekeepers.
They need Gates.
I think that Bill Gates is actually the troll under the bridge right before you go over, and he gives you a
Oh,
riddle.
answer this riddle.
What has 4 wheels and flies?
A Builderbot.
The point is that your big names in national media are closer to the Zuckerbergs and the Gateses and the Elon Musk in their worldview because the world that they travel in. So when they go, it's funny. I walked in the newsroom the other day, and I saw that CNN was on the monitor, and they were doing one of these things where they were going to the Midwest to talk to Trump voters.
Oh, they were related to us. Okay.
Honestly, us? You just declared who you're voting for?
Yes, I'm talking about I'm a man of the people here.
Okay.
I am undecided in this election, but I am a man of the people here.
So the whole setup is, it might as well have been a Jacques Cousteau National Geographic 1970s special, where they're going in search of, some particular type of shark. It's not really understood how this shark moves and looks, and the whole build-up is mystery of what is this shark about, and it had the same kind of feel to it. Meanwhile, Trump came down the escalator in 2015. We've been a 50-50 country for longer than that, probably since the whole Tea Party thing started. That's really where the 50-50 thing kind of began to emerge. And just now at CNN, let's go figure out who these people are. What, you mean half the country? You're in national media? This has been going on now for nearly a decade, and now let's just go talk to them. And there are people at CNN like, well, do they know how to speak?
I don't like anything that don't look or sound like me.
We decided to go to Trumpville, Arkansas to find out whether or not they really believe in Trump.
I think he's a real guy.
I don't know. I have my questions, but then I thought otherwise.
Well, you and I talked about this, and we seen him on the television. And he'd never come here to Arkansas because we always vote for the GOP. But this time, I might toss my hat in the ring for what's her name?
Kamala Harris. Are you saying maybe Kamala Harris?
What?
Well, I seen her on the Fox yesterday.
Well, you know what? I had my doubts about that, too.
She seemed to do okay with...
She did okay, but wait a minute. I'm confused about how I feel.
Well, if you think about it, what if you need a... Well, we don't want to talk about that.
Well,
if something were to happen, I'd like to be able to bring you
I'm
to...
not going to say that the niece that my sister's raising is somebody, but I'm just saying.
The point.
Thank you.
The point
that I could have beer with her
that I'm making
or 6
is that
and do all right after.
In the national media, it's a strange thing, the Trump voter. But he got even though he lost, he got 74 million votes in 2020. How is this some sort of mystery? And even if it is a mystery, why is it taking you since 2015 to want to go sit down and talk to people?
Isn't it more of a mystery why a young college person would be in favor of an endless war?
I don't know, man. The neocons took over the Democrat Party. It's been one of those, somebody will write a book about this. Maybe somebody has, but it's going to be one hell of a... The Democrats hated the neocons in the 2000s because of Iraq and Afghanistan.
I'm a proud Democrat now.
Yeah, it's like, Dick Cheney still calls himself a Republican, but these people who are the real neocons, like that writer... William Crystal and
Kagan.
Kagan's husband, is his name Robert Kagan?
Yeah.
These were the real neocons. They were the ones who developed the plans in the 90s that they used 9/11 as an excuse to go into Iraq, and they had all these plans ready to go. And the Democrats used to call them war criminals, and they were the worst people ever. And once Trump won the election in 2016, 2016? Yeah. They just jumped over to the Democrat Party. The Democrats like, hey, welcome. Come on over here. Yeah. Show us those war plans. Yeah, we'll let you go to war with everybody. Sure, everybody. By the way, it's easy to figure out what a neocon wants to solve any problem. War. But if you're this is how it's like a Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a neocon if you look at the world right now and think that the United States is not at war with enough countries, which I quite often hear about. We're only at war. We're only playing footsie with World War III with Putin and Xi. That's not enough. I think that this administration is full of nothing of appeasers. Have you looked around? We're only really involved in 7 to 8 wars right now.
Need more.
If we're not involved in 15 to 20 wars at a time, I'm going to call you an appeaser. That used to be in the Republican Party. The Democrat called them war criminals, and now they're in the Democrat Party. It's really quite inexplicable. It's like nobody alive today was alive in 2005. Because the atmosphere and what people thought about neocons was completely different. Now the Democrats believe the neocons are helping to save the world from Trump.
Which is the reason why they jumped over to the Democrat Party in the first place. Because Trump came in and he was very dovish about war, right? And that's why they jumped over. Well, I mean, there's that, and also they just, he's just not part of their circle. And he's not necessarily controllable, but he turned out to be controllable. Sure. That's what Pompeo was about. That's why Nikki Haley was there. And, and I've mentioned it before to the MAGA crowd. You have your eyes open. Haven't you noticed? All of a sudden, Mike Pompeo wasn't around a year ago. Oh, here comes Mike Pompeo again. Mike Pompeo, the one man that is the reason that Julian Assange was in jail in England for, 5 years? And now he's a free man. Same set of facts. Should have been a free man back then. Even if he had done something wrong, he had paid the price for it, especially since Obama let, Chelsea Manning. He didn't pardon her. He commuted her sentence. He didn't pardon her. He commuted her sentence. Which basically, that's why I get these things conflated, but that's the case that turned into the WikiLeaks case, right? Because the Edward Snowden thing was Glenn Greenwald. That was through sources. So once a president basically commutes the sentence of the person who gave you the information, it kind of makes sense that would go on down the line. Like this was the person who really broke the law. We're in the military. Yeah.
WikiLeaks should be seen as the same as the Washington Post and the New York Times. The guy was a publisher. He published what the person whose sentence was commuted gave them. So there was never any good reason. And Donald Trump knows this. You can tell. You can tell that he feels like I should have pardoned Julian Assange on the way out. And will he be tougher this time around with the intelligence agencies if he becomes president?
4 years. That's my
the whole thing is they'll just work around him.
My biggest bugaboo with him. I just don't think people think that it's going to be a magic wand that in these 4 years so many things
nobody's going to work with him.
Yeah,
that's going to be the whole thing. Bugaboo.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be bugaboo government.
Yeah. That's where you're getting a lot of these articles right now about the popular vote versus electoral college, because a chance. I'm not saying it's a reality at this point. Obviously, it won't be until the elections are over. But there's a chance if he ticks off a bunch of these swing states that he will win a landslide in the electoral college. Only winning one state by 5,000, another state by 2,000, but in the electoral college it doesn't matter. It just all adds up. So you're seeing all these articles now about, we should be on the popular vote. We're the only country not on popular vote, blah, blah, blah. And this is being used in case he wins to be able, and the Democrats keep enough power, like the Senate, something like that, where they can say, you know what, this is not legitimate. Way more people don't want to be president than do want to be president. So we're just not going to work with him for 4. That's my guess. That's my guess.
Yeah, for some reason that fact is not being presented enough, especially when watching. I watch everything during the day. Again, today I was watching
CNN, I watched Fox, I watched
Oh,
CBS.
sorry.
I know, it was brutal. but when they
I watched all seasons of Love Is Blind.
Thank you.
See, you are the smart one on them for doing that, because I feel like my brain was mush after watching all those news networks. But people aren't talking about that. It's only one term, and really have 2 years of effectiveness, if that.
Well, every president, including the ones that are very, very strong, Reagan, Clinton was on the second term until the whole Monica Lewinsky thing happened. But no matter how strong you are, or likable, Obama wasn't all that strong politically, but he was likable. The country liked him. Your last 2 years are lame duck, no matter what. No matter how Reagan's last 2 years were lame duck. So, yeah, you're right. If Trump wins, he gets 2 years to govern. I think they won't work with him. And then it's 2 years of going overseas and meeting foreign leaders because you can't get anything done domestically because no one has to fear you because you'll never be on the ballot again.
Right.
Campaign 2024.
He will sign a national abortion ban.
You believe in things that the American people don't believe in.
The race is close.
Especially on Homeland.
All I can say is I read she was not black.
With election fast approaching,
We're not going to take fossil fuel.
whatever happens in this election
matters to you.
And that's why
And we are going to get back to the healthy two-party
it matters to us.
They'll go back to destroying our country.
Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB.
Your 2024 election station.
Dave Baker here for Cool Ray Heating and Cooling. It's October, and that means it's warm weather and cool weather. Big deal, you say? Could be for your furnace and your air conditioning. However, right now, Cool Ray is offering a complete system tune-up for only $89. $89. That's a great deal. But maybe a tune-up just won't cut it. For a new and complete system, enjoy up to 60 months of no interest and payments as low as $98 a month. Simply schedule the most convenient time and date for your service at coolray.com. Cool Ray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
City of Hope, a place where seemingly impossible blood cancers become treatable, curable. With more than 19,000 bone marrow transplants performed, we're the largest and most successful program in the U.S., making major breakthroughs in treating leukemia, lymphoma, and rare blood cancers, personalizing a treatment plan right down to your DNA. Now the experts striving to make the impossible a reality are closer to home. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
If you're looking for an exceptional Swiss timepiece, visit Tara Fine Jewelry today. They have exceptional Swiss watches from Tag Heuer and the finest selection in Atlanta of pre-owned Rolex. It's where I've been shopping for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry in Beaufort.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Cooler weather, shorter days, busy schedules, all great reasons to treat your family to a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. The perfect place to relax and unwind. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Era system. Seat is customized to fit every body in your family. Now through October 20th, shop the Peaceful Life hot tub sale with instant rebates up to $2,000 or 0% financing. Brown's Pools and Spas celebrating 50 years of BrownsPools.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. A Barrow County grand jury indicts a father and son in the Appalachia High School shooting. It means the case against Colin and Colt Gray has enough evidence to go to trial. 14-year-old Colt Gray faces 55 charges, his father facing 29 charges. Their arraignment is set for November 21st. The teens accused of taking an AR-15 style rifle to Appalachia High last month, killing 2 teachers and 2 students and wounding 9 others. His
father is accused of providing his son with the weapon and ammunition used in the shooting. Israel now confirms the death of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. He was taken out by Israeli forces in Gaza. CBS News military analyst Jeff Kozlin says this may influence the Israeli prime minister to agree to a ceasefire.
This might allow the Netanyahu government now to say we have accomplished one of our primary goals, which was the destruction of Hamas.
Sinwar was accused of orchestrating the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel last year. A scathing new report is out on the attempted assassination of former President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. CBS's Nicole Scango reports the Independent Review Board finds the Secret Service requires fundamental reform.
There are a series of issues outlined in this blistering 35-page report. In a letter to the DHS Secretary, the bipartisan panel of former Homeland Security officials warning that without fundamental reform, they believe another Butler can and will happen.
Gwinnett police make an arrest in a murder last week at a Norcross gas station. It appears to be a random crime.
It appears to be an act of violence by an aggressive individual who luckily is behind bars.
Corporal Juan Matiedo says detectives were able to identify the suspect as 31-year-old Dante Newcomb Donnelly.
It was a lot of work in the process of canvassing the area, looking through hours and hours of footage.
The suspect facing several charges, including malice murder and felony murder in the death of 41-year-old Anthony Moss, who was shot and killed in front of a gas station on Jimmy Carter Boulevard. It is now 3:32 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And in the 24-hour traffic center this afternoon, Ashley Frasca.
Hey, good afternoon, Bill, and everyone. A beautiful Thursday, but not so much in Henry County. A lot of volume coming down from Highway 138 and Stockbridge on 75 southbound to Jonesboro Road. Northbound delays begin back in Locust Grove as you try to push your way through McDonough. Still downtown, both directions of the connector, 75, 85 north and south, and just got eyes on a new crash in Holly Springs, 575 north at 6s, where that has the left lane blocked. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies today, but temperatures still trending about 10 degrees below average through the afternoon. High 63. Lows tonight in the upper 30s, low 40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 67. We're warming up this weekend. Saturday, mostly sunny. Morning, low 45. Afternoon, high 71.
It's 63 in Cummings, 62 in Marietta, and 63 in Lovejoy. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Dave Baker for Air Quality Systems. If you haven't had your heating and air ducts cleaned in the last 5 years, you need Air Quality Systems. They'll come to your house and clean all that gunk out of your ductwork. That's all they do. They won't wash your siding. They won't clean your carpet. They'll just professionally clean your duct to the same standards using the same process that they use to clean at UGA, at Children's Healthcare, and at other major hospitals in the metro area. You'll get upfront, all-in pricing over the phone, and your ducts will be clean. Simply go to airqualitysystems.com and breathe easy.
This is Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing, the honest plumber. Like me, Superior Plumbing has been doing business for more than 40 years. Trust me, to last that long takes dedication to doing the job right and building trust with your customer base. I've used Superior Plumbing for years, and owner Jay Cunningham is committed to making you a customer for life, too. Next time you need a plumber, visit thehonestplumber.com.
All my life I wore contacts with no problems, and a few years ago my reading gave out and I started having to wear reading glasses. After a while I got frustrated and I went to see Dr. Ashraf regarding my options. Instead of LASIK, I opted for laser optics procedure. Believe me, this is amazing. Most of my day I do not use any glasses, even for reading. As an added bonus, my insurance covered most of the cost.
Hi, this is Dr. Ashraf of the Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm proud to be one of the first physicians to offer the laser optics procedure. This procedure uses LASIK technology to improve your distance vision, but also helps to restore your reading vision. As a matter of fact, most of my patients are able to read a menu or see their phones without the need for reading glasses. So if you can relate to Bill's frustrations, come see me and see if you're a candidate for the laser optics procedure.
If you would like to learn more about the procedure and find out if you're covered by insurance, visit Atlanta2020.com. That's Atlanta2020.com.
Furniture stores. Do they think you're rich, lazy, or just plain stupid? Then why charge you $3,000 for Barca Lounge or leather sofas, while the exact same is $14.95 at the dump? It's furniture stores that are lazy, paying regular wholesale to brand names, then marking it up 3 times more on sale for you. The dump only buys when famous brands are willing to sell 50% or more below the regular cost. And these days, even the most exclusive designer brands will sell their best and newest closeouts 80% off. Then we dump fancy displays, frills, and overhead. So 50 to 80% off we save goes to you. Dump overhead. Dump $40 million in ads. Dump gigantic money to rent gigantic stores. And what exactly do ex-football players and celebrity spokespeople add? Except to the price you pay? Get savvy. Get great deals. Get 80% off furniture, mattresses, and rugs. Get to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. Off-price luxury outlet.
It was a good conversation.
It was a good
I was
conversation.
listening to you guys.
We all got sidetracked by it.
Sorry, I had to bring us back to the video show here. I blame George. You were the one that played the music, George.
Yeah, why didn't you warn us?
Yeah.
We were in here talking about the whole period of time when the band The Move turned into the band Electric Light Orchestra, and it was a lot going on. And we were lost in conversation.
I thought I had warned you. I apologize.
All right, well, that's
1 minute.
That sounds like he did warn us, and we just didn't hear it. That's all.
Yellow was here
I
on-
sensed a little passive aggression in that last comment.
No,
George
that was
Clark.
genuine.
I thought I had warned you.
Aggression.
All I did was tell you a minute. I guess that was enough.
Guess you guys aren't listening.
Yellow was here on Monday, I believe.
I
They
thought
were-
it was last Saturday.
Was it Saturday? Maybe.
think-
I might be getting the names coming.
I had forgotten. Are they even playing? And is he singing? I don't know. There's a moth in the studio. It's driving me. George, I thought you killed this thing.
Don't kill it.
Well, you know what? I've been trying to kill it for an hour and a
Well,
half.
this is a different one. George already killed
A
the other
different one?
Yeah, it's a different one. This
Well,
is
the problem is
brother.
they're little teeny moths. They're youngins, and they move.
Get on my clothes when I bring them in. When I'm in at night. I'm sorry. I'll bring one of those zapper lights.
Actually, I think I brought it in, to be honest with you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think I brought
What's
it
going
in.
on at your house?
Oh, the basement. We got a lot of refurbishing going on and stuff. I don't know why that would change things, but we did have a big moth thing happen a couple months ago. But we got Dr. Killington's it's like fly paper, but it's a little house.
Yeah, they go in it.
And it's fantastic.
They love it for like 10 minutes. And then
And that's it. The final end is nice.
They like it.
I like the idea of knowing that they suffered, but if
They do suffer, but the first 10 minutes it's a
Not
party.
enough for me to know I get rid of the insects.
It's like the Hotel California.
I want to know in my heart
You can
that they suffered. They suffered. That's the most.
There's a little thing in there that rips the legs off one at a time.
Yeah, I'm not going to look at it, but it's just the knowledge of knowing. Because I want that.
It has a fake light on the wall. They keep bouncing.
I believe it does happen in theirs. They are actually individually waterborne. So first we get their secrets.
Yeah.
Then we kill.
And moths have good secrets.
Oh, they've been around.
Oh, they know
They
everything.
have been around.
Flying around at night. They know what you're doing in your windows.
They can tell you how to evade a bat.
We are not going to. We're going to have a great. We've already started a fantastic radio show today. I don't know that we can make waves or have any of the action that matches our colleague Shelley Winter on
my
CNN
goodness,
yesterday.
wow.
I didn't know. I would have had him on yesterday. I didn't find out that he was on that morning until like 6 o'clock, and we were in the middle of a whole different thing. I couldn't change things around at the last minute. And he's not
Dr.
here
Joe,
today.
Dr. Joe
No,
does not
Dr.
allow
Joe.
that.
No.
He will not
What
allow
did he
that.
say? What did he do?
Oh, you just go online. It's
Yeah,
blowing
it's
up
everywhere.
online. He
made
was
an
on CNN.
analogy.
He was on, huh?
He made an analogy.
He made an analogy, and this is interesting for me. That 3 days ago, I was having a conversation with Shelley at his cubicle. He had an office, but he never went in there. He insisted upon being in a cubicle.
I like to be with the action in it.
I know, and so that's what he said. So finally, I noticed because his office was right next to mine, but he never used it. I don't even think he ever set it up. I don't think there was ever a computer in there, anything.
To be fair, that office where you guys are located here at WSB is, it's way down the hallway. You're isolated
right.
away from the newsroom. I mean, it is
It doesn't
far.
ever bother me.
Well, you're never really in there. You go in there and you.
I go in there, I dress.
You still dress in there? I thought you go.
He shows up nude, goes in.
Yeah. I drive nude.
I don't know why you go in that back door.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He's nude.
I just saw his quote.
Yeah, so a few days ago, he was telling me, he was working up this analogy and everything. I was like, that's a great one, but wow. But Shelley Winter, unlike Eric Von Hassler, he loves this mix-up. He loves it when people
He
are
loves the
going back
scrum.
and forth. Yeah, he loves the scrum. I don't really like well, I don't want to like half the world think, oh, that guy's a Nazi or something, even though obviously I'm not. But there's a lot of people in radio who just don't care. And maybe they're smarter and wiser than I am. But I did. I just said, hey, man, that's going to be something. And he was telling me that he was going to do it just for his show. I didn't realize he was going on CNN. So here's the thing. I'm not going to get into the same controversy. I'll just say this. Go find it. Go see it. But I will say this, that it's not his point that is making everybody so angry. Again, in America, it's not really what he said, but how he said it. This is more evidence that we are not progressing intellectually as a country. Because it's never about the nuance, it's never about what was being said. All of the objection is, well, you just shouldn't have said it that way. Meanwhile, the national media doesn't seem to have any problem with black Republicans being referred to with slurs. One starting with the word uncle, having to do with one particular Supreme Court justice, which I've seen over and over and over again, and where Shelley drew from is the same period of history. The same period of history. So, again, much like the thing with Martha Raddatz, I'm always drawn toward inconsistency, hypocrisy, double standards. So it's not, Shelley Winter is not the talk of the internet because people are necessarily agreeing or disagreeing with the point that he made. It's just more of this nonsense in America. We all know there are just certain words you should not use. No, that's how you act around children. There's certain words children shouldn't use. But adults should be able to have the entire vocabulary. And you have to deal with what people think about you once you say it. So again, I'm actually kind of happy with Shelley because, you know, he deserves more attention than he gets because he's great at what he does and he's a great thinker. But unfortunately, however this is resolved, it's all going to be about should he have said it that way, as opposed to the fact that he made a very good point, especially when you consider the fact that members of the national media have no problem with a certain Supreme Court justice being referred to as a certain kind of uncle. I've seen it all my life. I mean, not all my life. You haven't been there all my life, but
for 32
years, black Republicans have constantly been called that. And, you know, the step-in and all, that's all. And now the national media, oh, you shouldn't even be engaging. It's like when that actress from The Mandalorian.
Gina Carano, yeah.
Yeah, she made some sort of reference to Nazism about the people who were coming after her. And it was all, you should not, you're denigrating the history of the Holocaust. But meanwhile, they have no problem with every Republican candidate and or president being referred to as Hitler. It's the same era of time.
Everyone came after her for her calling her pronouns jokingly beep beep or something like that.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about. She put up a picture of, before things really got going bad in the Holocaust, first neighbors turned on each other, started.
I see.
That was the one. That was the one that said, "Oh, it denigrates," but it never denigrates the memory of the Holocaust to call a Republican Hitler. So listen, the rules have to be the same all the way around. If I think adults should be able to use any damn words they want to, so as they're willing to deal with people disliking them over it.
Or unless they have a Netflix deal.
Oh, that's true. Woke Seinfeld wants you to know that he no longer thinks that woke is bad.
Some words don't need to be said anymore.
That's right. So you are now on the right side of history.
I'm getting there.
So that's what it's all about. I'm not going to play the. I'm not going to put myself in the same place. This is where Shelley Winter loves to be. He loves the scrum.
And the great thing
I don't. I got to say, I don't. Erickson loves the scrum. I mean, I do not love that. I just want to come in, make people laugh, walk out recognizing that, probably 30-35% of people who have ever been exposed to me probably hate me. But I don't need to dwell in it. I just, okay, that's the way it goes. I got enough people who dig the show and dig what I'm about. That's all I need. But getting into the middle of this sort of culture war thing, I have no interest in it. But I'm actually, I'm happy that people are noticing Shelley Winter because he should be noticed. I'm kind of sad about it, sort of bittersweet, because I know for a fact that the point that he made will be lost in all of this. It's all going to be the juvenile, infantile America that we're becoming. Well, you just shouldn't have used those words.
Why has comprehension gone down so much? Why? Because again,
I don't know.
It becomes a surface level argument instead of what he actually said. He's quoting something that's being taken out of context.
You'd have to go talk to 8th grade teachers about that. I don't know why.
morning rush hour, evening rush, and everything in between.
Trail lanes are jammed up as you leave Marietta.
Tune in 24/7 with the Triple Team Traffic Center.
Stoppage on either side as you merge north and south on the
Your
connector.
source for Atlanta's traffic.
Coming up from the East Freeway on 285 northbound.
95.5 WSB Atlanta's News and Talk.
Looking for a simple, fun, and fast way to win money on sports this season? Underdog Fantasy is the app for you. Hey, it's Jerry Yamamoto, and I can tell you, I am already loving the Underdog Fantasy app. And tonight we have 2 Monday night games. The Braves travel to the Buccaneers, and the Chargers travel to the Cardinals. Should be a lot of fun. All you do is choose higher or lower on your favorite player's stats to win 1,000 times your pick'em entry. For example, I have Bijan Robinson going higher than 63 rushing yards, and Seattle's Geno Smith going lower than 261 passing yards. Making picks on Underdog Fantasy is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app like I did, or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code MOTO, like Yamamoto, Moto, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be 18 years or older and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You're ready for a new deck, but don't know where to start. You can DIY, use an unlicensed duck in a truck, an overpriced luxury designer, or you can choose us. Hi, I'm Scott Nelson, owner of Nelson Exteriors, and we do decks differently. We build beautiful, high-end decks at a reasonable price with lots of options. We're licensed and insured. We'll work with the materials you choose and stay within your budget. Call Nelson Exteriors for an extraordinary deck renovation. Google Nelson Exteriors.
Fall into luxury during the L-Certified Fall Collection Sales Event at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Hey, it's Shelley Winter. With the U.S. News & World Report Best CPO program and unlimited mileage warranty up to 6 years and 2 years of complimentary maintenance, it's nicer than pumpkin spice. Hurry in, the event ends November 4th.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out of pocket annually. But more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screening to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
Fall is a busy time, and selling your home can be overwhelming. Get a guaranteed cash offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home stress-free. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our guaranteed offer is the easiest way to sell your home. One of our clients, Chris, said, we avoided the stress of showings, constant cleaning, and negotiations. Their guaranteed offer was beyond what we were hoping for. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. and find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com, get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com, and start packing.
Scott Slade here. You know, when we talk about our health, I think it's pretty important to talk about what's most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But to reduce your risk, eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put it off. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 678-369-0202. That's 678-369-0202. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Get pre-approved for a great rate on your auto loan at Coosa Valley Credit Union. Act now for as low as 4.99 or save money by refinancing your current auto loan. Visit a Coosa Valley Credit Union branch near you.
Equal opportunity lender.
All right, did you want to do an open mic or two here? We don't have a whole hell of a lot of
Well,
time.
we brought up woke Seinfeld there, so how about this?
AVH. Jerry Seinfeld has to look out for more than just himself. He may be financially set, but Michael Richards, Jason Alexander, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus are still suckling at that peak. He can't have it right up. Love the show, buddy.
Right, was he in the shower?
I think so.
The phone
Or he
over
needs
on
super
the
beta prostate.
I don't think that's true for Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
She had a hit show called Veep.
That's
She's
right.
doing just fine.
She's done fine. Michael Richards
has a book out.
He has a book out. I'm sure they made plenty of money because I think Seinfeld, I think that entire cast made the same for 3 or 4 or 5 of those years.
Jason has a podcast.
Yeah. You know,
everybody does. I sent this last week to you, and I just have to say it.
Yeah.
Yakov Smirnoff now has a podcast.
Well, listen, Yakov Smirnoff, I should imagine the only person in America happy about the invasion of Ukraine would be Yakov Smirnoff, who's directed his career.
Yeah.
In Russia, they do that. In America,
Russia, you are a podcast.
So, yeah, and I was thinking of some other. I can't remember on mine. There's another person who was on sitcoms and has done quite well for themselves. Oh no, not sitcoms. John Hamm. See, Jason Alexander. Now, Michael Richards kind of messed himself up with his whole public meltdown. Jason Alexander, who played George on Seinfeld, I think made a horrible mistake. Coming off of that show, I think it was just like, I'm an A-lister. I will only take leading roles or something like that. Because if you look at John Hamm, he was an A-lister. I mean, that show, Mad Men, was huge. And when that ended, it could have been the end. But he has shown up in so many quirky, interesting roles. And you can tell that he just...
He loves it.
If it looks like it's going to be he doesn't show up in garbage. He doesn't just show up and just phone it in. But he doesn't care if it's the second or the third or the fourth character. If it's an interesting character, he will play it. He doesn't feel like, I can't step down from Mad Men. And he's still somebody that people love.
Yeah,
John Hamm. John Hamm's in this thing. But he didn't walk out of Mad Men and say, I'm only taking starring. And I feel like maybe Jason Alexander did that. I feel like he did that.
And he did try to get away from that character. But
not at first. At first he did. Remember, he had a TV show. They all had TV shows in the wake of Seinfeld. Michael Richards did this weird thing where he was a private eye or something. Really? Yeah. Well, it didn't last long. And Jason Alexander did one where he was a life coach. And she had one that was mild, I think it ran for a couple of seasons, called The Life and Times of Christine somebody thing. I can't remember.
All these things I don't even
Steve Carell was in it, I believe.
Yeah.
I remember that Life Christine thing.
Yeah. It was, I think it might have been from her point of view or something. There was something that they said.
New Christine something?
Something along. Yeah, the new so-and-so, whatever. But
of life.
She found Veep and she's done well. Michael Richards, who knows?
He's on a redemption tour right now with the book.
All right, that's fine. And also, people want to hear him tell stories about Seinfeld, right? But Jason Alexander, I have a feeling, is a pretty good actor and could have done a lot of things. And I just think that he thought things were below him after Seinfeld. I don't know. I could be wrong. And yes, he does have a podcast, and I watched it a couple of times. And
Is he with his son?
I don't know. I guess it was somebody. I don't know who, but they just, like the one I saw, they had the actor who played Newman on. Man, it's just like, it wasn't exciting. It wasn't. He's what we used to say, a big Rolodex. Now he's got a lot of famous people in his phone. So it's just, they're just going to be nice to the people who come in because they're friends, and nothing really happens. It's okay.
To ask actual questions of the people and actually try to get some information instead of just, becoming a friend fest.
Well, to me, it just looks like, he's your friend. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a flex.
If you do anything where people need to tune in, you have a responsibility. You fail. We do it all the time here. But you have a responsibility to try to entertain people. You can say, here I am with my friend, Autumn Fisher. Autumn, how are you today? You're looking so good. You just look great.
Thanks.
How do you do that? Because you just look great all the time. How does it...
I just drink a lot of water, keep moving, stuff like that.
Tell me more.
What do I do? Let's see. I get up in the morning. I don't always have breakfast. Do you have breakfast every morning?
Oh, I have to have breakfast every morning. I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those guys.
I have coffee and water. I've soda water I drink.
I wish I knew how to come up with jokes without joke writers writing them into a script. I feel like I could have said something very interesting there.
I know. You know, we've been on TV for so long and have been known for being so funny.
Hold on just a moment. Just 1 second there, Autumn. I want to let everyone know that if you want to have more fun in your life, you need to subscribe to Box of Fun. For only $25 a month, you'll get a box full of fun and surprise every month.
Sounds fun,
right? It does. It is. You know, that's the thing I've noticed about you, Autumn. You like fun. You like fun things.
I do like fun.
In boxes.
Yeah, in boxes.
Hey, you know what? I have trouble throwing away a good box. I'm a good millennial. I have all the boxes for all my electronics.
By the way, you see, it's not even possible. Tim ruined the bit because he couldn't help but be funny. He had to say something interesting.
My bad, Jason. I'll quit the podcast.
Step back. I have Stephen Jobs over here.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunkt Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanE.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we need a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turn to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and less than an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit. You pay nothing. Call now. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Gwinnett County is growing, and so could local transit options. This November, you have the chance to vote on the Transit Loss referendum. If approved, it could fund up to 75 transit projects like new microtransit zones and an airport shuttle. Before heading to the polls, get informed about Gwinnett's transit referendum at gwinnettcounty.com/yourride. Your vote is your voice. Make it count. Paid for Gwinnett County.
Attention parents, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta has now opened the new Arthur M. Blank Hospital at 2220 North Druid Hill Road at I-85. The Eggleston Emergency Department is closed. The new state-of-the-art Arthur M. Blank Hospital is open to provide emergency services for your child. Remember, Eggleston Emergency Department is now closed. Bring your children to Arthur M. Blank Hospital for emergency care. Stay informed at choa.org.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doorbell, 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather, traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caccio. News is sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top local story, a father and son are indicted in Barrow County today for September's deadly mass shooting at Appalachia High School.
A Barrow County grand jury handed up a 55-count indictment against Colt Gray. The 14-year-old faces charges including felony and malice murder, aggravated assault, and child cruelty for the people he allegedly killed, wounded, or opened fire upon at Appalachia High. 54-year-old Colin Gray told deputies when he saw TV news of the shooting after work, he saw that the AR-style gun he had given his son for Christmas was missing. Investigators say he showed no surprise or remorse. He's indicted on 29 counts, including second-degree murder and second-degree child cruelty. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
The arraignment in the case is scheduled for November 21st. It is 64 degrees in Atlanta, chilly again tonight before a warming trend arrives. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A turning point today in the Rockdale County chemical fire. WSB's Steve Summers is live with the shelter-in-place order and where cleanup is now.
Yeah, Bill, here's some good news today. The shelter-in-place order is officially lifted. And after EPA officials determined toxins in the air like trichloroacetic acid are now at safe levels.
Over the past 72 hours, we have not really had much of a visible plume, if any, and we've not had any exceedances of any of the action levels that were previously established.
Meantime, cleanup at BioLab pretty much done with all toxic waste going to a hazmat dump. County Commission Chair Oz Nesbitt says it's time for the BioLab company to totally take over.
We're closing out our involvement in it, and now it transitions to the complete lap of BioLab.
BioLab was invited to today's media conference, but declined to appear. Commissioner Chair Nesbitt calling that a, quote, slap in the face. Report live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
A major win for Israel in its ongoing war with Hamas. Linda Gradstein reports from Jerusalem. Israel confirms it's killed the architect of the October 7th attack.
Israel says that DNA tests have determined that one of 3 gunmen killed in a fight in southern Gaza was Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. There were no hostages in the area at the time. Families of the 101 hostages still being held in Gaza say they hope that Sinwar's killing will lead to a deal for a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of the hostages.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says Israel has, quote, settled its account with Sinwar, but the war, he says, is not yet ended. Gwinnett police make an arrest in a murder last week in Norcross. 31-year-old Dante Newcomb Donnelly is charged with malice murder and felony murder in the death of 41-year-old Anthony Miles. He was shot and killed in front of a gas station on Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Corporal Juan Matieto with Gwinnett police says this appears to be a random crime.
From what they gathered and speaking to the family of the victim, they don't appear to know each other.
No word on a motive. The suspect is held without bond at the Gwinnett County Jail. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office is investigating the shooting deaths of 2 teenagers after what was first reported as a car wreck.
Investigators got an iPhone crash alert last Saturday about an incident on West Stewart Mill Road. When deputies arrived, they found 17-year-old Beatrice Vega and 19-year-old Roberto De Leon in the front seat of the car. Both were quickly injured with gunshot wounds. They later died from their injuries. Investigators are now trying to figure out just how they were shot.
WSB Cheryl Castro reports anyone with information about this case is asked to call the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Wellstar Health Systems announces today the former Atlanta Medical Campus will be redeveloped. This comes almost 2 years after the hospital closed its doors. The city of Atlanta approved the land use plan last month. Atlanta-based developer will now lead the redevelopment of the property. It will be turned into a neighborhood with affordable housing, residential properties, green space, and retail. Demolition of some of the aging structures at the property is expected to begin next year. It is now 4:04 and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic starts now with Ashley Frasca.
Hey, Bill, watching delay sign to cross in the left lane, I-20 eastbound past West Chapel Road. Delay is growing as you approach I-285. The downtown ride has been heavy all afternoon as normal, 75-85 north and south. And checking out the worst parts of the perimeter, it's got to be leaving Doraville. Headed 285 east and south, you're on the brakes the entire way down to Memorial Drive. Updating the ride on the south side in the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Toby Dawkins.
Yeah, slow rides moving
moving through Henry County, I-75 northbound. You're jammed up before Bill Garden Parkway to Jodico Road. And southbound not looking any better. You're slow from 675 to Jonesboro Road. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Clear skies this evening, chilly as temperatures fall to the upper 30s, so 40s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 67. Saturday, mostly sunny, morning low 45, afternoon high 71.
It is 64 right now in Lilburn, 62 in McDonough, and it is 61 in Ackworth. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
Keep hearing Eric talk about how all the shows this week have been a mud flood. But I'm telling you right now, I've been listening all week, and I think it's probably one of the best weeks I've had in a long time.
Oh!
All right. It's a little later in the morning. Now it's 49 degrees.
She got to play it again because Autumn didn't hear it. She didn't hear because I want to see what she had to say about it.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, wow, what a professional.
Keep hearing Eric talk about how all the shows this week have been a mud flood. But I'm telling you right now, I've been listening all week, and I think it's probably one of the best weeks I've had in a long time. All right. It's a little later in the morning. Now it's 49 degrees.
Listen, you have all kinds of people listening. Some of them like their favorite radio shows to feature a bunch of people talking over one another. I know that that's a thing. That's a thing that people like.
What's your perception of what's happened?
Yes. Well, that's always true. That's always true. There's always something about the show that bothers me when I'm driving home. And in the last couple of days, I just felt like I guess it's like this. Maybe I shouldn't share this with people. But sometimes the show's good, and I agree, it's good. But what I know is it could have been a lot better.
Sure.
And I usually blame myself as I'm driving home. It's like, there was an opportunity missed. There was an opportunity missed. Even if I'm mad at one of the doctrinaires, most of the time, by the time I get to my driveway, I figured out how it was my fault and how I could have avoided it or whatever. And then I'll stop here because there's of no interest behind the scenes to anybody, I suppose. It's a very weird kind of thing where you have to not overreact to my perspective of the shows, but also to always be tuned in enough to react when you have to. So you don't want to overreact, but sometimes you do have to react a little bit.
It's almost like a coach giving their post-game conference, right? After a win, it's like you still won by 2 touchdowns, but you're like, we still could have executed better here and done this better here.
I don't feel like we've won any of these games by 2 touchdowns.
But we
probably have won a couple by field goals. And, a win's a win, as they say.
We're getting dubs left and right.
All right, let's do this.
This is interesting.
Or...
No, thanks.
And do I have to explain this?
Yes.
This Jerry Yamamoto is going to toss headlines at me. I will respond with either...
This is interesting.
Or...
No, thanks.
Like that sounder right there. Probably 35 minutes of my morning as I was putting together the show sheet was is that annoying people?
No, thanks.
Yes. Are people finding this interesting?
This is interesting.
Or are they saying...
No, thanks.
All right, what do you have?
Well, obviously you like this story because it's rolled over for a couple of days. From studyfinds.org, 80% of Americans fear that World War III is imminent. Oh, no!
No,
you rolled this over for 3 days.
Oh, no, what I'm saying is that I have no interest in the actual sentiment of the story. Because we're in this position as the United States of America because of the people. We are in a horrible situation. We have an intelligence agency that are running foreign policy and getting us caught up in all kinds of things that are going to come back. With the blowback from some of the stuff that's been going on the last couple of years is going to be awful. And it's going to be their fault. And so, and the country, $35 trillion in debt, and all of that, the World War III problems. But I'm tired of this. Look in the mirror. We elected these people. And you've elected people who take no responsibility. They're always telling you, well, this problem, if we could just do this, if we could just do that. or they point to the world. Putin, Xi, all of these bad characters doing everything. No, the reason the country is doing so poorly right now, financially, geopolitically, the whole thing, is because of the leadership of the country over the last 25 or 30 years, who have done nothing but punt the ball on every major issue to get reelected, and then they punt the ball again. You can only punt the ball so many times before you look up and you're down 35 trillion to nothing. And that's where we are. And so I don't want to hear your fears about World War III. Because so many Americans changed their avatars to Ukraine flags. Like, really? Did you take the time? Did you find out the history? Did you really educate yourself on exactly what was going on? By the way, you could have done that and come down, believe exactly what you believe. What I'm questioning is, before you changed your avatar to the Ukrainian flag, did you take 15 minutes of your life to get acquainted with this issue, or did you just listen to the intelligence agencies using, as they always do, the 24-hour national media to tell you that there's a bad man and he needs to be stopped? How many times are you going to fall for that nonsense? Speaking as a man who fell for it hard in the 2000s. But like Bush used to say, fool me, won't get fooled again. By the way, Tim's not here to do the voice.
Bushisms.
Yeah, I got a little.
Once, shame on.
Your tummy all right? I don't want you to come in if your tummy's not all right. I have bad tummies quite often.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, okay. Just,
I was late.
Oh, really? Well, you guys have tummy. Isn't that?
You know, there was a full moon last night, so maybe you guys are synced up.
That was a bright moon over my house.
Super moon.
The sky was like blue.
Wow, that's an awesome moon. I thought, did they shine it up? Is it a new moon?
A shiny new moon. Apparently, there was a comet you could see last night.
That's what I was saying about this.
You can see it.
I want to finish. Well, yeah, comets.
Wait, we have to
when a comet is around, you can see it for several months usually, because they take a long time.
So last night,
not like a nightly thing. Wow, there was a comet in the sky last night.
No, they said it was visible, I guess, starting this week, and you can only see it till the end of the month. And I was looking for it last night, could not find it.
Well, especially last night, it would be more difficult because the moon was so bright.
Because there's too bright.
This is the problem with the moon, and I bring this up for years.
Problem with the moon.
Problem with the moon. Too much light pollution. I've been trying to get legislation passed about this so anyways, to go back to that thing. But I don't want to say go to hell, people. I just want to say that when you say you're afraid of World War III, then why are you going to go and re-elect that person that you're going to go re-elect who's the member of the House or the Senate or whatever?
We're doing it to ourselves, is what you're saying.
Yes, all the leaders of the nation want you to believe, and they've done a good job, that the reason the country is in such trouble is either because half the country is of this persuasion politically or that, or probably that people in the world, the world's on fire, and we're just innocent. Like, we have nothing to do with any of this trouble around the world. We're just coming in as firemen trying to put out the fire. Oh, shucks. And as long as people are going to believe that, and the next time a president comes to you and says, there's a bad man, and you're going to buy this idea that we're fighting for democracy in Ukraine, I'm not going to say you deserve it, because I have grandchildren, and they have nothing to say about it, so the country doesn't deserve it. But I don't want to hear this hand-wringing about World War III. You're the one who changed your avatar to the Ukrainian flag without even knowing where the hell it was on the map. So look in the mirror. What's next?
All right, from the BBC, a BBC weather presenter burst into song live on there. His name is Colin McCallum, and he won. Oh, come on!
Hey, what is the editorials? I decide.
No, thanks.
You gotta listen to him here. This is
I won't listen to him. No thanks. Look, this is just a game we play with the people. We talk about the thing either way. It doesn't matter.
Quite good, actually.
I'm just trying to tell you that overall it doesn't really interest me. But yeah, we'll listen to the moron.
Yes. So the news anchor
the Aussie moron.
Well, he's from Scotland.
I thought you said Australia.
He sings great. So the news anchor tosses over to him.
My lawn needs seating.
Here in the studio, we have a man who also got the memo about wearing purple today, and he turns out to be our very own gold medalist from the Maud Wen back in 2021.
3 years ago, Sally, yeah.
Well, give us a burst of your winning song. Come on.
Balachad bicka chwaled man, hika girls forgot the lot. Balachad bicka chwaled man, hitchin stracha call. And there's
tell you something. Nothing good has come out of Scotland since the Bay City Rollers.
They sound so nice. You want to break the
Is it because we're less than 250 years old that we don't like all these countries? They still sing these songs like it's the 12th century or something. You know?
It's so cool.
Well, didn't that all become not country music, but like bluegrass in the hills of Appalachia because they're all Scottish?
That is true. There's definitely there's a Scottish-Irish lilt to what we consider like Alison Krauss. What's that called?
Bluegrass.
Bluegrass, right? Yeah, there's a lot of that in there. But I think they did a better job. As usual, America, the blending of the different cultures created a better product. You listen to that?
Or Rocky Top.
I'd
rather listen to Rocky Top.
I guarantee you go to a wedding in Scotland, you're going to get 8 hours of that.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, so the only music that we invented here in the U.S. is jazz and the blues, right?
Country and Western.
Oh, I guess we did invent country.
Country and Western.
Country, blues,
jazz,
and jazz.
And blues. And that all...
Country and Western came from, like, African society.
Came from bluegrass music.
Came from bluegrass music, which came
Right,
from Scotland and came from Irish, and then added some African-American elements to it. And then Chuck Berry basically created rock and roll. I know Bill Haley had the first hit, but Chuck Berry was the first guy to just write rock and roll songs. Actually, Chuck Berry invented the American teenager, to be honest, with the cars and the girls and the whatever. But Chuck Berry kind of invented rock and roll because there had already been sort of like rocking up jazz and the blues, but Chuck Berry actually brings in some country and Western. He brings in a little bit of country stuff, that all that blend together ends up being rock and roll. And that's the end of this session on the history of rock and roll. Ashley,
did you adult teach us? Did you teach us adults?
Are you asking me if I can't remember how to say it? That was an opportunity. That was an opportunity.
Andragogy.
Are you asking me if I just engaged in a bit of andragogy?
Andragogy.
Yes, I thank you.
I don't know if that actually.
Yes, you were teaching adults.
You guys are adults. Can you
mentally no?
Can everybody produce an ID?
Yeah.
Andragogy.
I mean, I don't have it on me, but. Yes, I'll tell you.
I can tell you're a middle-aged woman because you're wearing purple glasses and your hair's pink. So.
Andragogy.
The middle-aged American woman. I don't want to get old.
Crazy cat ladies for hair.
I'm still cool with my glasses. I got a funny haircut. Ashley Frasca, watching down now.
Delay northbound on the connector taking 40 minutes already. 75-85 north from 160 to Langford Parkway to 17th Street. You've got some southbound slow traffic on I-85 coming on from North Druid Hills. It looks like the construction set up in the right lane 400 northbound as it has been around Woodward Parkway, and starting to see brake lights really form through Marietta. 75 north. You'll find them north of Del Road. Updating some trouble spots along I-20. Veronica Varela, the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, over on I-20 eastbound at Wesley Chapel Road, exit 68 just past Wesley Chapel. Got a crash over in the left lane, slowing things down. Get past all that. Now a travel advisory with a crash. I-20 eastbound at Highway 138, exit 82. The two left lanes are now out there. Use Iris Drive through Conyers. This report brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Get organic favorites at Whole Foods Market. Save on organic black, red, and greenless seedless grapes through October 22nd. While supplies last. Shop in store or online. Terms apply. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Topical. The only way we can get a full lasting peace is a two-state solution. Local. Whether I'm down on the south side driving spring break, I freaking love the peach patch.
Tomorrow at 9.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
If you're losing your hair, or maybe just starting to notice that you're losing it, you're looking for a solution, I got you, because I know the team at Advanced Hair. It's Mark Aaron back with you. You know, they're the real solution. They come with a guarantee, and I can see what they can do, and you can too, just like these guys have.
Everything has been fantastic. Person that I came in and talked to initially on it was very helpful. When I came for the procedure, everybody walked me through everything step by step. It was very well explained and very easy. If you're sitting on the fence, just do it. You'll be really, really happy. I wish I would have done this 5 or 10 years earlier.
One of the things I like about them, not some factory in a big medical building. These guys are like a dream team that came together and said, let's do this right. So good, they guarantee the growth, and you get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts when you use my name, Mark, at advancedhair.com. That's the promo code, Mark, at advancedhair.com. One-day treatment, life-changing results, guaranteed to grow. My name, Mark. Use it at advancedhair.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement. They don't call her confiscation Kamala for nothing. Don't take it from us.
And I support a mandatory buyback program.
A mandatory buyback program? That means the government forcing you to turn in your firearms. To what lengths would Kamala go? Well, she doesn't even support the individual right to own a firearm.
I'm prepared to take executive action and put in place a ban on the importation of assault weapons into our country.
We get it. Sometimes it's tough to understand what she's talking about. But on the Second Amendment and your rights, confiscation Kamala has been crystal clear. Her gun control agenda comes straight from that petri dish of bad ideas that is California. She can claim to be a gun owner all she wants, but we all know she's the same anti-gun California radical she's always been. Don't be left defenseless. Defeat confiscation Kamala. Vote Trump like your life depends on it, because it does. NRA Political Victory Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidates committee. NRAPVF.org.
Cooler weather, shorter days, busy schedules, all great reasons to treat your family to a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. The perfect place to relax and unwind. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy System. Each seat is customized to fit every body in your family. Now through October 20th, shop the Peaceful Life hot tub sale with instant rebates up to $2,000 or 0% financing. Brown's Pools and Spas, celebrating 50 years of BrownsPools.com.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better health system for better care. That starts with helping you avoid unnecessary stays at the hospital. Because less time at the hospital means more family time, more best friend time, and more you time. When it comes to healthcare, a better system means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
There you go. There's the beginning right there. There's the beginning right there. Hear the country music influence in there?
I do.
And I andragogied you well. How do you say that word again?
Andragogy.
I don't know why. For some reason, I just can't. It won't stick.
Have you heard the word pedagogy?
Pedagogy.
What?
Isn't it pedagogy?
No, pedagogy.
I've seen that. That's one of those words where I work it out inside the sentence, and I think I know what it means, but I'm too lazy to look it up. So I have seen it.
It's teaching. I learned a lot about it in linguistics.
Yes, because you're
That's
a
why I
grammarologist.
do pedagogy.
I see. That's teaching anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like a theoretical concept.
All right. Give me another or no thanks.
From Indy 100, Russell Brand is now flogging a magical amulet that costs $240. Oh,
This is interesting.
I find this to be quite interesting. So, Russell Brand, he was always spiritual-minded, even when he was a leftist.
Sure.
And he's maybe a little more kind of like official on what he does, but he's still like that spiritual kind of guy, right? And so I get that he's going to be mystical and all this, because I'm reading about this. He's considered a right-wing person now and all that. I guess certainly more to the right than he used to be. But in this article, the mockery against him, like, it's only right-wing people who fall for this healing crystals stuff. Really?
Yeah, it's like
not in my lifetime.
I've got the ad.
In my life, I know. I get to.
We just had a lady running for president on the Democratic ticket, or running to be the Democrat, who was into all this.
Exactly.
Mary Williams.
Yeah.
Growing up, I mean, it was a hippie. It was a hippie, lefty kind of thing. But now this article was like, these right wingers and they're healing spiritual metals. It isn't. Now the other side of it is, does he need the money? I do think that this hurts him. When you go out there and you say, look, I'm free now and I'm just telling the truth and blah, blah, blah. And then when you try to, they used a good word, flog, like just to try to pitch something like this. Go ahead, hit it.
Hello, I'm just back from Narnia, where I had a holiday, Mr. Tumnus, Aslan, all those guys. And as you know, airports are places full of Wi-Fi and all sorts of evil energies. Think of all the phones out there, all of the signals, corruptible and corrupting. Luckily, I wear this magical amulet from Cares Tech that keeps me safe from all of the various signals out there. And also means, look at this.
It's pretty long, but he comes back to it. So basically, the idea is there's so many different frequencies and signals when you're walking through an airport that this amulet that he has is going to protect you from
it
that.
blocks them. Maybe he can buy a shirt that'll button up now.
If he can afford it.
Yeah.
You know what? If you spend your hard-earned money on this, then you deserve the non-results you're going to get out of it.
Well,
and how do you even check it? Like, yeah, man, I'll tell you what, when I walk through airports, I feel a lot better now.
Yeah, I can feel the signals bouncing off.
Oh, yeah. It's like I'm made of Teflon.
There was a lot of connections to Trump and what he's been pitching in his campaign, whether it's been the watches, whether it's been the shoes.
That's
look
why
at these.
she'll keep bad vibes away from you.
Well, this is and that's another thing with his hawking of wares. I think he has less. Strangely enough, he is a billionaire. I think he has less billionaire people to pull money from.
Only
Adelson. And it's his wife now, right? Isn't the guy Adelson?
Yeah, he died, but she's giving him money.
All right. Hey, guess what? When we get back, we're going to have Shelley Winter.
That's right. He's
blowing up the internet, and he doesn't have a show on the air today. So we'll talk to him when we get back. Ashley Frasca is watching East Freeway Troubles.
The first crash as you leave downtown, you're going to encounter on I-20 eastbound past Wesley Chapel Road. That's been in the left lane. The delays start at Gambler Road, Highway 155, and then slow for about 3 miles out in Conyers. So the trouble I-20 east there at Highway 138, that did just clear to the shoulder. And on the West Freeway, I-20 east and westbound, a little crowded in both directions between Six Flags and Thornton Road, and starting to fill up in the Gwinnett. 85 north, slow in spots, Spaghetti Junction up to Indian Trail. With a look 285 at Hopi Dawkins.
285 westbound, the outer loop, you're slow from Doraville to the Cobb Cloverleaf I-75. And looking at I-285 eastbound, southbound, the inner loop, slow getting from Dunwoody to Tucker. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetics. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Hey, it's Mark Aram. The demand for QC treatments so strong, they're opening another clinic. This one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, and Stockbridge. You know, friends, QC Kinetics is a game changer. The nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All natural process that uses healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints. So you can get your life back, be active again, without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You've been hearing about it. Stop putting it off. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have done already. Call QC Kinetics. It's a free consultation. Call now, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
The Federal Reserve finally did it. For the first time in over 4 years, they dropped interest rates. This is Scott Slade. Well, now's the time to call Myland. Get your application underway and see how you can take advantage of the Fed's latest move. Myland has several loan programs to help you access the equity in your home. Many of Myland's clients are using their equity to consolidate debts or big home improvements. Whether it's a kitchen or a basement remodel, Myland can show you the best way to use your equity to your advantage. When you involve something as important as your home, you want the best local company to work with. And that's why I choose Myland. Myland's helped thousands of Atlanta homeowners just like you save the most amount of money with their mortgage. In fact, their average customer saves over $700 a month. Call Myland, 770-817-2000, 770-817-2000, or online at myland.com, spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D, NMLS and Georgia Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Well, that's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They'll handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story. It's good news for residents of Rockdale County today in the cleanup from the BioLab fire.
Shelter in place for all of Rockdale County will be effective immediately October 17th, 2024.
The order lifted after the EPD determines toxins in the air near the facility are now at safe levels. Cleanup at BioLab is all done with the toxic all the waste now going to a hazmat dump. Today's announcement comes nearly 3 weeks after the fire sent a massive chemical cloud into the sky above Conyers. It is 64 degrees in Atlanta. How much of a warm-up coming this weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecasts coming up. This just in, the Secretary of State's office in Atlanta tells Channel 2 Action News someone sent them an envelope containing a suspicious white pepper. It was picked up by the FBI today. We are working to learn more about it. A Barrow County grand jury indicts a father and son in the Appalachia High School shooting. It means the case against Colin and Colt Gray has enough evidence to go to trial. 14-year-old Colt Gray faces 55 charges. His father faces 29 charges. Their arraignment now set for November 21st. The teen is accused of taking an AR-15-style rifle to Appalachia High last month, killing 2 teachers and 2 students and wounding 9 others. His father is accused of providing his son with the weapon and ammunition used in the shooting. Israel confirms the leader of Hamas has been killed by Israeli forces in Gaza. Yahya Sinwar has been the leader of the militant group since August. CBS's Robert Berger from Jerusalem on why this is a big deal.
This could be a turning point in the war because the Israelis and even the Americans felt that Sinwar was really an obstacle to reaching a hostage deal with Israel to get back those about 100 hostages still left in Gaza.
Sinwar is accused of masterminding the Hamas October 7th attack on Israel last year. Some good news about tobacco use by teens. It's now at a 25-year low.
New government data shows at least 500,000 fewer middle and high school students are using tobacco products. CDC's Dr. Christy Marinak calls this a huge public health achievement.
Back in 99, nearly 1/3 of high school students and about 10% of middle school students were smoking. That's down to less than 2% for both groups who are cigarette smoking.
She credits higher taxes on tobacco products and anti-smoking media campaigns. She says that's likely contributing to a big drop-off in teens using e-cigarettes. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
A new review of the Secret Service finds unless major changes are made in the way it operates, another Butler can and will happen.
The panel was formed after the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania in July. In its report, it called for systemic changes in the agency, which it said has deep flaws, among them that it's bureaucratic and complacent, and it said the senior leaders of the Secret Service should be replaced by professionals from outside the agency.
Reporter Christopher Cruz says panel members not only criticize the agency's leaders, but its tactics and culture. Georgia students do better than the national average on the ACT college admissions exam for the 8th straight year.
The state education department says the 2024 graduating class had an average score of 21.2. That's almost 2 points higher than the national average of 19.5. Students in Decatur City Schools had the highest average in the metro at 24.6. Atlanta Public Schools were below the national average at 17.2. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta-based Chick-fil-A is expanding into Asia.
The chain will invest $75 million over the next 10 years to expand into the continent starting in late 2025 with its first ever location in Singapore. This comes at the same time the chain and its plans to open 5 stores in the UK over in the next 2 years. Now, being in Asia will not be easy. KFC right now has 74 locations in Singapore alone. Chains like Popeyes and Jollibee's already have a foothold there as well. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
It is now 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And in the 24-hour traffic center, Triple Team traffic starts now with Ashley Frasca.
My goodness, the hits keep coming on the East Freeway. Now, the latest crash is is one I-20 west just past Sentinel Road, causing delays almost back to Turner Hill. We've been dealing with an outbound crash already. I-20 eastbound past Wesley Chapel, that's been in the left lane, and delays into Conyers are getting better. Trouble at Highway 138 has cleared. Yeah, the connector northbound is stop and goes whole way through the heart of the city, but it's getting worse on 85 south from North Druid Hills. Even the Beaver Spring connector southbound is bumper to bumper. Updating the ride in the northwest in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Veronica Rao.
And on and off those brakes through the northwest, 75 northbound as you leave Delk Road and make your way over into Kennesaw. And then 575 northbound, maybe just a tap of the brakes as you leave the Kennesaw area just before Highway 92, getting over into Woodstock. At Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Clear skies this evening, cooling down to the upper 30s to 40s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 67. A little warmer on Saturday, mostly sunny, morning low 45, afternoon high 71.
It is 65 in Peachtree City, 61 in Woodstock, and 63 in Monroe. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Kayachio, 95.5 WSB.
When leaves are falling off the trees, it's time to celebrate autumn. But when your garage door is falling off its tracks, it's time for All Four Seasons. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors. Sounds like you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Our products are warranted, and our work is guaranteed. When trust matters, repair or replacement, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
Gwinnett County is growing, and so could local transit options. This November, you have a chance to vote on the Transit SPLOST referendum. If approved, it could fund up to 75 transit projects like new microtransit zones and an airport shuttle. Before heading to the polls, get informed about Gwinnett Transit referendum at gwinnettcounty.com/yourright. Your vote is your voice. Make it count. Paid for by Gwinnett County.
Don't let a DUI conviction cost you your career. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power is out.
Everybody in the warehouse good? Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break 'em, you good? Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, security edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
All right, the judges have decided that our last use of the word andragogy. Yeah, that one. It was accepted. It was official. So the word of the day has been used today.
Thank goodness.
That's to all 19 of the judges.
You've been a procrastinator over the past couple of weeks waiting for that last segment.
Yeah. Well, I like
maybe get it done.
In my mind, I like to mix it up, and then I get here and I forget about that.
I'll have the all the words in my continuing story.
We're going to have to figure out a way. I think this time, because Autumn is using all of the words on a Friday in a couple of sentences, a paragraph, and then she put that inside of a story that's an ongoing story. I think for Friday, if you could have a little thumbnail of where we are in the story. Just this beginning, middle, end, or beginning, middle, done. There you go.
Here's a secret. This is your book.
This is my book? Mm-hmm. I think it's a good little segment.
Go to the end of the year, and this whole story that she's writing.
Yeah, but then I got to give her some of the money.
That's okay.
Is that my idea?
She goes
Oh, that's right. Autumn's sister could be in the big print, and then you have your name.
Nah, that's a different idea. All right, we have a special guest, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't want to wait.
Shelley Winter, who is rocking the internet to the core.
Did he break it?
Today. He didn't break it, but he's rocking. And with the luck of Shelley Winter, he just happens to not have a radio show this day. And he is breaking the internet because we have Dog Talk and such.
That's right.
This
Coach
evening.
show.
So, Shelley Winter, how are you?
I'm wonderful. I just want to tell you, you can't write that book because I've already been recording every Friday segment to put my own book with my name on it.
Okay. I'm surrounded by ghostwriters. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, Shelley Winter, I was telling the audience that this is the kind of thing that you love. You love being in the middle of all this kind of stuff. That's what makes us, and I'm very, very glad that it's being debated because you deserve to be noticed more for your ideas. Unfortunately, I wonder if anybody's going to actually debate the ideas. For those who don't know, you were on CNN yesterday morning and kind of blew up the world with this commentary about the African-American vote in the upcoming election.
Let's not make things up. Let's be honest here, and let's really be clear what's being said. If you're an African-American man, look, let me boil this election down in the African-American community to a very simple a reference to great Malcolm X. This race is between House African-Americans and field African-Americans. And the field African-Americans are going for Donald Trump. I'm talking about your men who build, your men who put things together, your men who work with their hands, your men who do things, not the men who push paper, or the men who are connected to power and want to continue to be connected to power. I'm talking about the men and women in our community who are actually doing work.
African-American men who are professionals who work in white-collar jobs? Is that what I'm hearing from you? Or
no.
You know what I find interesting is that the national media, the first thing that they worry about are the professionals. It doesn't matter what the race is. Are you offending the people who run this country? So, Shelley, I feel like it's good that people are going to notice you because of this little scrum, but it's all going to be about should he have used those words rather than debating the idea that you put on the table.
I think that I purposely used that analogy because it spoke to what I'm seeing on the ground. The people that are telling me when I'm out and about that they're moving towards Trump, particularly men, particularly African-American men, tend to be your just regular guys, your regular workers, your regular people, bartenders and guys in construction, guys in contracting, guys that, like I said, guys that work with their hands. Those are the people I see moving towards Trump, and it's largely due to the economy. And had I been allowed to finish my thought, that's what I would have said. But I wanted to use that analogy because when Malcolm X told that story in his message to the grassroots speech, he was talking about the leadership in the African-American community who was, essentially his opinion, selling out the masses of people to cut deals that really just benefited them. And that's what I see going on in this election. And I thought it was an analogy that worked. I've been attacked by people who felt that I was talking about them, but as it went more and more viral, I've been getting a lot more people who are cheering me on and saying that I made a great point.
Well, things are always broken down to race, to me, in almost an uncomfortable way in this country with everything. What you're saying, I think, if you look at MAGA, which you are a part of, Make America Great Again, you're part of the 50% of the country that is behind Trump. If it's still fit, we'll find out exactly how much it is in the future. But actually, I look at MAGA as kind of that way. It's very much the worker who the Democrats, when I was growing up, had, by the way. They had labor. They had the worker. It seems to an awful lot of people, Republicans and Democrats, that the leaderships of their parties and their unions, by the way, are really corporate beings. They are much closer to corporations and what they want than the people in the union or any type of worker. It seems to me that MAGA, whether they're right or wrong on any individual issue, it seems to me that it's the same kind of thing. It's the workers leaving the Democrat Party realizing, oh, wait a minute, you're playing footsie with the corporate leaders more than even the Republicans. This is a populist movement, and what that means is the point that you were making actually applies to anybody really that's in MAGA. Not anybody, but an awful lot of people in MAGA are just the working class, and the Democrats don't know what to do because they've lost them, and the reason they've lost them is they've become a creature of the college campuses.
Absolutely, and you're absolutely right, and that was my point. But because I was on there to talk about the black vote, I focused with that analogy. But that is part of the broader point, and you hit the nail on the head, Eric, because you're brilliant. This movement is a populist movement of people who have been impacted negatively by this bad economy and everything going on in the world, immigration, everything, crime, everything. So you're absolutely right. This movement is a populist movement that the empire, the people, agencies, the war. She's endorsed by dozens of retired generals.
Right.
Since when have the Democrats ever cheered for that? And so
they're the home of the neocons. You know that now. The neocons used to be Republicans. Now they're Democrats. So
and the Republican neocons hate Trump. So you're absolutely right. The MAGA movement is a populist movement, and everyone. And I was really using that analogy, but I was really speaking about everyone, Hispanic, white, doesn't matter your race.
I think that we led with it, and they knew that was going to be a bomb. That they were not going to be able to get past that. I mean, how deep into the conversation did you toss that one out?
Very early.
Yes. you threw up like the largest speed bump that they could.
That was the MAGA bomb right there.
And again, it's this thing in America where I don't feel like the hosts themselves could possibly convey that they themselves were offended, but it's this thing we have now in the country where you're offended by proxy for others. Shelley, I'm college educated and I can kind of understand where you're going, but this is quite offensive to others. And I would say that probably most people weren't offended. Probably most people either agreed or disagreed, which was the purpose of debate.
Absolutely. And not only that, it's interesting because their reaction shows a lack of self-awareness by a lot of people, because as a black conservative, I've been called that for the last 20 years.
And uncle, right?
And all of that.
Yeah,
all of that stuff. And so, and no one bats an eye when they call us those names, but all of a sudden they clutched their pearls at me saying we're basically flipping a concept that they have used against black conservatives for the last 30 years.
Well, I used that example earlier.
What's a shame, though, is also that what's a shame is that they can't then explore that with you, and even if they end up still disagreeing, they still could have brought something out of what you said, whether it's more understanding of why people might continue to disagree with you, or maybe some understanding of like, oh, okay, I see that point.
Yeah, that's the old world. That's the old America, where people actually debated ideas. This is all about this. I'm telling you, we're becoming a dumber country. We're not becoming more intellectually sound. And that it's no, he just shouldn't have used those words. Which is like, do that with children. There's certain words you don't want children to hear and learn. It's not supposed to be that way with adults. Well, anyway, Shelley, we got to go to traffic. I just wanted to talk to you today because you're blowing up the internet and you don't have a damn radio show today.
Nothing to do with that, Eric. You're not going to get me in trouble.
Damn, that was the whole reason I had you on.
Go Dogs. Go Dogs.
That's right.
Shelley Winter says, go Dogs. All right, well, hey, look, I like the fact that you're being noticed because you deserve to be noticed more on the national stage. So congratulations on that. And I think a lot of people are going to understand what you were saying, but you're never going to get these national media types to get off of the words. They're just not going to. They don't know how to. So thank you, Shelley Winter. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you, EBH.
All right. Ashley Frasca is over the East Freeway?
East Freeway. Yeah, there we go.
East Freeway, the stretch of I-20 that runs through DeKalb County at times. They've had all lanes blocked with a long-sitting crash now. I-20 eastbound past Wesley Chapel Road. The plan on using Glenwood Road or Covington Highway to avoid the delays outbound. Headed home in a crash at 2 left lane, same area, but it's I-20 westbound past Panola Road with those delays now growing back toward Turner Hill. Again, use Covington Highway as your alternate route. Check at 75 on the south side. It's been tough beginning before Locust Grove, trying to head out of Butts County on 75 north. Finally starts to break loose around Jonesboro Road and southbound. A little crowded getting out of Stockbridge to the same spot. Checking the northwest ride at the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center. Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, getting word of a stall on I-75 northbound before Highway 5, exit 267, left lane blocked, and also a little sluggish on 575 northbound getting into Woodstock, and looking at Georgia 400 northbound, you're slow through Sand Springs and then through Alpharetta. And this report is sponsored by True Natural Gas. They could report aliens have landed, but that wouldn't be true. Here's something that is true. True Natural Gas offers low rates and great customer service. Visit TrueNaturalGas.com. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Buying a new car need help fixing your current car. What's the safest car for a first-time buyer? The Car Guys have the answer. Join Shelley Winter and automotive expert Kevin Deutsch. Listen every Saturday at 12 for all your car needs. The Car Guys, presented by Butler Lex of South Atlanta. Saturdays at noon on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
There's a new spider in town, the Joro spider. Have you seen these huge black and yellow spiders on massive webs? Meteorologist Christina Edwards here for Bright Up's management. Joro spider multiplies quickly. Without eliminating them, they'll build massive webs that could cover your entire house. Knocking down their web does not solve your problem. You need Breda to locate and destroy the Joro spider. Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. Spiders.
No need to be afraid of bugs.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out, because penalty and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Well, that's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Hey, it's Eric Von Hassler. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They'll handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Cooler weather, shorter days, busy schedules, all great reasons to treat your family to a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. The perfect place to relax and unwind. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy System. Each seat is devised to fit every body in your family. Now through October 20th, shop the Peaceful Life hot tub sale with instant rebates up to $2,000 or 0% financing. Brown's Pools and Spas, celebrating 50 years of BrownsPools.com.
You know, it's funny, I was thinking about the way that the CNN reporters responded to Shelley's analogy. Because it's all about the words he used more than the argument itself. They're not offended by the argument, they're offended by the words that he used, which I find interesting. The national media exists now. Tell us all what words we shouldn't be using. They're now the gatekeepers of, you got that First Amendment and everything, but we probably got more college than you. So let us tell you what words you should not be using in this. Oh, you grew up learning that this was the freest country of all time, and you can do whatever. No. You can, but we're really highly educated. We're much smarter than the audience we talk to every day. So we're just here as reporters to let you know what words you shouldn't be using. Do we need this many reporters to do that? If that's their job?
Also,
they're gatekeepers now. It's like, these are the thoughts. I bring this up. I brought this up a couple of times. The whole concept that, Fox would have them on from time to time, but most of the major outlets would not allow RFK Jr. to appear because they thought his anti-vax message was just so dangerous. So dangerous. We cannot allow ourselves to become a platform for that. And he's just a dangerous dude. The other Kennedys don't even like him. And so they had plenty of people on to tell you how bad he was. He was totally available to come on and defend himself. And they made the decision as gatekeepers that they couldn't platform that. Meanwhile, what we know now is they should have had him on all the time Because what would have happened is a lot of people would have become enamored with him, and then the more stories you heard about the way he's lived his life, I think an awful lot of people would have said, maybe not ready to be president of the United States.
Give him a couple more cycles.
Give him a couple more cycles.
I only saw the head off of one way.
And then the bear that you ditched in
that only happened one time.
Okay.
All the affairs too, that could potentially be happening.
Yeah, and then this whole thing with this reporter, it's starting to look like it was a back and forth sexting situation.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So
juice.
my point is, I remember Dan Rather used to say this: sunshine is an antiseptic. This used to be the way media, or a lot of media, thought in this country. Yes, air it all. Get it all out there. Get all this, because nothing gets rid of bad ideas like being exposed to people who can rebut those ideas. But when you say your ideas can no longer be on our national stage, well, the dangerous stuff for the country starts when people start meeting in basements to decide what they're going to do to be heard. Do you understand this? Go back to Dan Rather. Sunshine is the best antiseptic.
And keep in mind, too, with Shelley handling that hit that he did, he was outnumbered on there. I believe there's 3 people that had kind of the liberal perspective, and he had the right wing.
He was talking to me a couple of days ago about this analogy, so I think he knew it was gonna light a bit of a fire. Yeah. You got some traffic messages for me?
You know what, I am.
You know, why do we do this? Why don't you just do the throw? I mean, I sit here and vamp while you write this whole thing. Why don't you tell the people? Why don't you just cut?
Ashley Frasca says there's better news on I-20. Isn't that right, Ashley?
Oh, you're terrible.
Yeah, let's cut out the middleman. Let's get right to it. Love you both, though. Thank you, Darren. Yes, better news. Both the crashes are clear. I-20 east out Wesley Chapel. You're still on the brakes as you approach 285. And Hero just held all lanes to move the crest of the I-20 westbound past Panola Road. So that ride in from Turner Hill should be getting better shortly. And good news in Marietta, too. Keep it coming. There's trouble on the left lane on 75 north of Canton Road, Highway 5. That has cleared, but the already afternoon slow ride begins back before Delph Road. With the update downtown, the Colray Carrier Traffic Center, Veronica Ralph.
And right now, dealing with a slow one, 75-85 northbound coming up from Langford, 166 getting through that Grady curve. 75 southbound packs in at Moores Mill Road. 400 southbound, you're on the brake starting back around Lennox Road out of Buckhead. And 85 southbound slowing before Georgia 400. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% of parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. At Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WB.
So, you need new siding. Well, do your homework, and properly installed siding is common. Home Fixers show host Dave Baker here. I've done the research. Nelson Exteriors is my only siding recommendation. They're a James Hardy Color Plus specialist, and Nelson Exteriors has more dedicated project managers per job focused on your home. The highest level of quality control and no cutting corners. A beautiful new siding job installed properly that lasts longer. Get your free siding quote from my guys. Just Google Nelson Exteriors.
All my life I wore contacts with no problems, and a few years ago my reading gave out and I started having to wear reading glasses. After a while I got frustrated and I went to see Dr. Ashraft regarding my options. Instead of LASIK, I opted for laser optics procedure. Believe this is amazing. Most of my day I do not use any glasses, even for reading. As an added bonus, my insurance covered most of the cost.
Hi, this is Dr. Ashraff of the Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm proud to be one of the first physicians to offer the laser optics procedure. This procedure uses LASIK technology to improve your distance vision, but also helps to restore your reading vision. As a matter of fact, most of my patients are able to read the menu or see their phones without the need for reading glasses. So if you can relate to Bill's frustrations, come see me and see if you're a candidate for the laser optics procedure.
If you would like to learn more about the procedure and find out if you're covered by insurance, visit Atlanta2020.com. That's Atlanta2020.com.
It's not just lightning that causes electric surges. Even your appliances and TVs can cause an electrical surge that could destroy everything you have plugged in. Tim Andrews from the Von Hessler Doctrine, for the experts I trust at Lightning Bug Electric. Protect your home and electronics now with whole home surge protection, just like I did from Lightning Bug Electric.
Trust me, Lenny the Lightning Bug and my team keep your home safe, bright, and done right. Get all the buzz at lightningbugelectric.com.
You don't just ride, you're obsessed. Injured in a wreck? Call Steel Horse Law, motorcycle injury lawyers who ride.
The L Certified Fall Collection Sales event is here at Little Lexus, South Atlanta. Hey guys, it's Shelley Winter. Enjoy the award-winning CPO program, an unlimited mileage warranty, and 2 years of complimentary maintenance. It's luxury that's nicer than pumpkin spice. The event ends November 4th.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1. Those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2. We now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3.
When can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 doorbell. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. News, weather.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. A father and son indicted by a Barrow County grand jury today in the Appalachian High School shooting. They're scheduled to be arraigned November 21st.
14-year-old Colt Ray faces a 55-count indictment for the Appalachian High School shooting. There are murder charges for the fatal shootings of 2 teachers and 2 students. Others include aggravated assault and child cruelty for the people who were shot and injured or shot at during the attack. His father, Colin Gray, faces a 29-count indictment, and 19 counts are for second-degree child cruelty for everyone on whom Colt opened fire that day. The 54-year-old gave his son an AR-style rifle, even though investigators say the teen was keeping a shrine to school shootings in his bedroom. For Monica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
64 degrees in Atlanta. Cold again tomorrow morning, but a warm-up is on the way. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Signs the danger in Rockdale County may finally be over. WSB Steve Summers tells us how 19 days after the BioLab fire and toxic plume, things may finally start to get back to normal.
Yeah, Bill, what people in Rockdale County have been waiting to hear.
Shelter in place for all of Rockdale County will be effective immediately.
That decision drew environmental officials declare the water and air safe.
For the past 72 hours, we have not really had much of a visible plume, if any, and we've not had any exceedances of any of the action levels that were previously established.
BioLab was invited to today's media conference but declined to appear. County Commission Chair Oz Nedbitt says not acceptable.
Quite frankly, I think it's a slap in the face. I feel like the citizens and business owners who have been held hostage for the last 19 days deserve to hear directly from the leadership and the corporate management of BioLab.
This is a turning point in this disaster. Nesbitt says the county is now beginning to back off, and it's now up to BioLab to finish the job. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
President Biden compares it to the U.S. killing Osama bin Laden. Israel confirms it's killed Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, the architect of the October 7th attack on Israel. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller is hopeful this pushes forward talks for a ceasefire deal.
Can't predict that means that whoever replaces Hamas will agree to a ceasefire, but it does remove what has been in recent months the chief obstacle to getting one.
He says Sinwar's decision to launch the terrorist attacks of October 7th unleashed a year of tragedy in the Middle East. What starts as a crash alert in Douglas County turns into a shooting investigation. WSB Sheriff Castro reports a pair of teens were shot to death.
Deputies received an iPhone crash alert through Douglas County 911 last Saturday that brought them to West Stewart Mill Road just outside of Douglasville. When they arrived, they found no evidence of a collision. Instead, they discovered 17-year-old Beatriz Vega and 19-year-old Roberto De Leon in the front seats of the car, critically injured from apparent gunshot wounds. Both were taken to the hospital where they died.
Investigators are now trying to find out how the teens were shot. Gwinnett police make an arrest in a murder last week at a Norcross gas station. They believe it's random.
It appears to be an act of violence by an aggressive individual who luckily is behind bars.
Corporal Juan Matiedo says detectives were able to identify the suspect as 31-year-old Dante Newcomb Donnelly.
It was a lot of work in the process of canvassing the area, looking through hours and hours of footage.
The suspect facing several charges, including malice murder, felony murder, and the death of 41-year-old Anthony Miles, who was shot and killed in front of a gas station on Jimmy Carter Boulevard. No charges are filed by the DeKalb County District Attorney
following an investigation of a deadly officer-involved shooting at the Atlanta VA Medical Center earlier this year. DA Sherry Boston says the shooting of 58-year-old Robert Smith Jr. was justified. An officer shot Smith after he was threatening hospital employees with a knife. It is now 5:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here is Ashley Frasca.
We are up and over northwest Atlanta and seem to crowd to get around West Mason Ferry, head to 75 north, slow about 285. Your brakes lose just for a second, and then add 10 minutes to your trip time because it's getting more crowded from Delph Road and South all the way up to Chastain. 575 north, still doing okay. 400 north, brake lights almost past the North Springs MARTA station as you head out of Sandy Springs this afternoon. And we're trying to uncover new trouble. It's a crash on Highway 316 eastbound, right at Eterlo Parkway. You're on the brakes as you ramp off of I-85. Check it 285 to ride around the city in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center. It's Toby Dawkins.
Slow rides and moving through Sandy Springs, 285 westbound before Georgia 400 to Roswell Road, and looking eastbound the inner loop slow from Highway 78 to, Spaghetti Junction to Highway 78. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies this evening. Sunset around 7 o'clock. Temperatures in upper 50s, low 60s at that time. Cooling down to the upper 30s, low 40s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 67. We're warming up this weekend. Morning low 45 on Saturday. Daytime high C1. Sunday morning low 47. Afternoon high 74. The temperature trend continues on Monday with a high of 75. And will land in the low 80s by this time next week. No rainfall in the forecast for the next several days. The last time we received any precipitation was on September 29th, so this dry spell has been going for the past 3 weeks. It'll continue for the next 5 to 10 days.
It is 63 in Doraville, 60 in Mableton, 64 in College Park. More news at 5:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. And the answer is yes. I am again wearing the shirt that Dr. Joe gifted me yesterday.
At least you don't have a top button this time.
Only because I only wore it for an hour yesterday, and I really do I'm going to get more of these. I like these shirts.
Have a V-neck.
I do. I know. I have a V-neck.
No, I like the white.
Everybody likes the white.
Why?
White
You know,
t-shirt.
that's fine. A little bit of white there is fine.
What does that do?
It's working class.
No, it looks good. It just looks like a little bit of something instead of it just, all the way up's bad.
You don't like the David Lynch top button?
Yeah, no.
David Lynch,
no.
Chris
No.
Sims top button thing?
Just do a V-neck behind her. You'll be good.
No, don't do the V-neck. That's weird.
Well, gross. Then you look like Russell Brand.
No, Russell Brand is all the way open to his fourth
His navel.
This would you just see my skin right here. That'd be fine. I'm with Autumn on this one. Oh, no, I'm with Tim on this one then. No skin. You just disgusted me by me as I ate.
Well, now
is that what it is?
move your shirt down. Let me see. The underneath.
Like a whole bunch of hair or anything.
It's more like summertime.
George.
What did you just say?
Can you take it off altogether?
Start over.
I don't know. What does the FCC?
Preference.
What does the FCC say about it? I don't know. That's visual, right?
Yeah.
That
should be fine.
You know what? I am a multitasker. So, George, as we move forward in the show, I will both entertain the audience through audio and entertain you through erotic visuals.
Yes.
Finally.
Which should be the name of a good sex shop. Erotic visuals. I don't know why.
You see a truck stop, right? Like on your
Erotic
way
visuals.
Hell yeah.
Right there.
Topless.
Right next to
Right next to the Lions Den.
Topless.
Going down south.
Going down to Florida.
Yeah, topless.
And then like on the
Our
top-
topless are not just topless.
Topless. And then they'll have they'll brag about their lunch buffet or something.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't.
Hey, you want some
$9.99 steak.
Are strip clubs still doing that? There was a thing in like the 2008, 2010 period of time where they would get like a 5-star chef and stuff.
Yeah, there are a couple here in Atlanta that have great food. The Chief supposedly has the best restaurant of all the strip clubs.
Which one?
I thought it was pretty good.
We went to one as part of a promotion, and I
Pink
can't remember
Pony, probably.
exactly. It might have been.
No, they had prime rib at the Pink Pony.
This
we
was
were there.
No, but they had a separate restaurant. It's not like you were eating
that's
around the
Cheetah
strippers.
Lounge. They have a
And the food was really good.
Yeah.
I just think it's an odd.
You can't get lemon pepper wet though at the Cheetah. Now
That's
that's
true.
Smack City,
I don't.
where I've never been.
I don't like to mix food and sex.
Why?
Two different things.
Well,
Both very necessary to a
But
happy
you
life.
still like to eat.
I guess what I'm saying is it's not your average food that's on that menu. A strip club still has a menu.
Eric wants that 4th of July style. He wants the hot dogs and chicken fingers.
I just don't think it should be something you're going to watch people strip. I just don't think, oh, you know what? Well, let's get a 5-star meal along the way. I mean,
chicken fingers, though.
Yeah, chicken fingers.
Snow crab. That way it doesn't matter.
Snow crab. Chicken fingers come in handy at a strip club. That's a snow crab.
Were you at a strip club? No, I had snow crab with my buddies.
After I went to one of those, because when you're a shock jock, as I was for a little while, I think I'm reformed a little bit. I'll try and rehab.
More jock.
Yeah, I'd get rid of both of them as far as I'm concerned. Just your buddy on the radio.
Your radio
That's all.
pal.
But when you're the host of a big morning show, shock jockey show, you walk into these places and they put you on stage. And it's a big rigmarole. And I've never really liked strip clubs. I just never have. I've had fun in strip clubs, but it's always been with a bunch of people that we would have had fun wherever we went that night. So I've had fun in strip clubs. I've never liked strip clubs because my mind is that they're like an anthropologist. So she's dancing nude in front of me, and I'm thinking, okay, where did things go wrong here? Was it when she was a teenager? Did she make it into her 20s? At what point did this
Hey, shut
idea...
up, Eric. Have another drink, bro.
No. I don't say it out loud.
She's paying for law school.
And probably wants to be a veterinarian or something. So, and I come through all that. But after we did one of these things, I don't know if you were there with us, but they put us on stage, and these girls were like, they almost hit me in the face with their high heels a couple of times, and I didn't want to be there. And so the next day when I went to work, I said, that's it. I don't want to be a part of any more motions at strip clubs. And everybody there assumed that it was my wife that got to me, because everybody is pretty generically dumb. And they said, oh, his wife must have got to him. And what they didn't know is that my wife was actually saying to me, you should go do things like that more often. You're too stuffy. Like, go have fun. But they could not accept that a red-blooded American male of his own volition would say, I don't be in that situation anymore. I never understood the strip club.
And no one's there to see us anyway.
Well, yeah, that's true. It may have been like a
couple
night.
of people show up. Hey, there's my favorite radio show. Now let me see.
Yeah. How am I going to compete against that? What's behind me?
If you break it
on the main stage. Eric.
You get down to its simplest form. It is a strange moment when you're sitting there with your buddy watching somebody
Yeah,
undress
and
in front of
you
you. It is a
can't
strange
do
moment.
anything
That's why you
about
go
it.
alone in the afternoon.
And you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you can.
I told you before, there was a place in Rochester called, you had to know what level tier this the strip club was. It was called the Barrel of Dolls.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you put one together.
Yeah.
And this one lady, her trick was that she lit her I'm trying not to get in trouble here.
Pasties.
Her pasties she lit on fire, and then they would twirl around. Ooh. And it was such a low rent kind of place, like the girls would come out and they would bring their own boom boxes and like set them down, and then or like suddenly they would do a dance or whatever, and there'd be this awkward moment where they changed tapes for the song, and then there's this girl that does the twirly thing with the pasties on fire, and like one wouldn't light. It was like that awkward moment where she's got the lighter, it's like.
Welcome to the stage, Flamesy.
She would almost light it, then would go out. And,
Well, there's still this weird moment at Claremont Lounge where as soon as the song ends, whoever the adult dancer is has to clean up the area and then walk with all the cash out
behind you.
And go behind you, yeah.
There's no way. If you're in the Claremont Lounge, they're dancing. The bar wraps all the way around them, so they're in the middle. And then when they're done,
when the song ends,
there's supposed to be a little bit of magic to this. The song's going and whatever, a little show business. But then there is that walk of shame where the song's over. They gather all their clothes up, they hold them close to their breast as they walk out of that thing, and then there's maybe 3 inches between my back and the wall, and she's like, scrunching. Excuse me.
Yeah, I guess it's.
Can't you build some natural way out of there?
I guess it's tradition. I guess that's why they have. It's been there for 100 years, so I guess that must be the tradition of the Claremont Lounge.
They haven't been
stripping
for
100 years.
Now what's happening over
there?
there?
The lounge has from 1924 they've had strippers.
No. The stripping part is a different part because they've redone the hotel.
Right. So the hotel and the lounge are different. The lounge itself is actually 100. The hotel, I believe, is a little bit younger.
But
than
you can't tell me that in the 20s flappers were stripping in.
I doubt it.
Actually, I saw some people in there that might have gotten their job in the 20s.
Yeah.
But
it says here in 1965 they started taking off their clothes.
So now you've got this upscale hotel because I think they've redone it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And but they still have this stripping place where frat boys go make fun of women.
Again, different.
But I mean, how do those two audience, how do those two clientele mix?
Well, most people I know when they go there, whether they're staying there or whether they're just going there for a night, the smart thing to do is start on the top, go to the rooftop bar, enjoy yourself, get a little bit of a buzz going.
Yeah.
Go to the middle floor where there's a couple. You go to Tiny Lou's and the bar there, and then by the time you're feeling a little bit good, then you go into the lounge.
Point, an awful lot of people are. Is it a 5-star hotel now, or I mean,
no, it's not 5-star.
Okay, it's a 3 to 4, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that a lot of people look it up. Yeah. A lot of people look it up. Yeah. And they book it based on reputation, and then they get there and they must be very surprised that there's a strip club attached to it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure there are people that do, but you still have to walk around to the back to get to the strip club. It's not like when you walk into the lobby that there's this entrance into the strip club.
I think it's impossible to hide the fact that there's a strip club downstairs anywhere. Ashley Frasca is watching 285.
We just arrived over the scene of the fuel in the front lane. Fire department blocking the right lane in the interloop 285 south, trying to take the highway 78 west. So you're on the brakes already on the interloop, leaving Dorville, beginning around Peachtree Boulevard. Hopefully that trouble will not linger. 285 west and south is already crowded. Sandy Springs, especially headed to I-75 and Cobb Parkway and south to South Cobb Drive. And downtown, not much improvement in the last hour and a half. 75, 85 northbound at a crawl from 166 all the way to Midtown. 85 south and 400 south. The slowing begins before their merge. Updating I-20 in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center. Veronica Rell.
Well, thankfully, all of the crashes are gone now over on that East Freeway. I-20 eastbound still slows, though, from 285, making your way to just past Panola Road. And I-20 westbound, earlier crash at Panola Road is gone. Still, you're looking at the delays that stretch back almost to Turner Hill. This report brought to you by Audible. Take advantage of this great weather and take Audible along. Enjoy the outdoors with an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com. Triple T 95.5 WSB.
The morning rush hour, evening rush, and everything in between.
Looking at those brake lights, 75, 85 northbound coming from Langford.
Tune in 24/7 with the Triple Team Traffic Center.
You have that stoppage either side as you merge north and south on the connector.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic. Brought to you by the Coolray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman of Hoffman Financial Group and the host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading and seeing and living through these days, from potential rate cuts to presidential elections, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place, you know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858. 858 or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from a company with 99.9% network reliability.
Hey, Grim, you good?
Can't microwave my dough, but
Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. When you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile and ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. It's 11-17-24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, security edge, and Wi-Fi backup. No bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
For over 16 years, Matt's Exteriors has transformed homes across Atlanta. Whether you need a new roof, beautiful siding, or energy-efficient windows, our team delivers top-quality results that you can trust. As a James Hardy and GAF Elite Preferred Contractor, they install only the best products with industry-leading warranties. Matt's Exteriors is fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Discover why over 10,000 homeowners have chosen them for their home exterior projects. Visit mattsexteriors.com today to book your consultation.
Paul Stanley has been waiting, and he gets a little heated. He's a gentleman.
I like the strip club conversation. I've been to quite a few in my day.
Oh, you sure have.
Yeah.
I'll bet you have some stories to tell that you won't tell.
I won't tell them because gentlemen do not brag about the things that have happened.
That is correct.
It's exploitative of the ladies.
Let's open this up.
Hi, this is Paul Stanley, and this is Paul Stanley's Music News on the Von Hessler
Lawyer time. This is actually Paul Entertainment News International Stanley with the music news. Paul, what is the music news?
Well, the world is going to get a second sphere, and this one will be built in the United Arab Emirates capital, Dubai, after the first one opened in Las Vegas.
Let me tell you something. This has been an unbelievable failure in Las Vegas.
That's why we haven't done it.
That may be why. It is an eyesore. Even for Vegas. They were supposed to build one in London. And the folks in London were like, no. So that got canceled. There was another one, I can't remember where it was supposed to be, somewhere in Europe. So where does it finally land?
Abu
in
Dhabi.
A place where they'll build gaudy, overpriced, because that's what they do.
Yeah, Dubai.
That's why the first one was in Vegas. But if you end up being an eyesore in Vegas, I mean, you're going to be an eyesore every. You know what? That's just too commercial. That's what they're saying in Vegas. That signage is just too commercial. And they're running the problem that I asked on day one. How many acts have what you two have built over all these years that can still do it? They can go in there. They sold out every show for what, 3 months? They had to add some shows. How many bands are there? Can Green Day even do that for 4 months?
No,
Every
not 4
night?
months.
This place holds like
Dead
18.
Fish.
The Dead and Fish. So bands that have this unbelievable loyal sort of following that will follow them around. There's only a couple of those. It holds 18,000 people.
That's why I wonder if they'll do. There's kind of like a Sphere Light right now in Nashville, where what they do is they have a camera angle of whatever college football game is playing or whatever NFL game is playing, and it's a sideline cam, and they just essentially use the screen to project you on the sideline, and it's extremely immersive.
Right.
I wonder
What are you
if
standing on Broadway or
On
something?
a
Where is
piece
this?
of grass, look.
No, so it puts you on the sideline.
But
So
where
it's,
are you actually in real life?
you're sitting in your seat like that, and it's like a Sphere Light.
Oh, I see.
So I wonder if they're going to do something like that with it to help fill it up during
But
non-peak
no one's going
times.
to want another one, though. No one's going to want. Oh, you mean like if it's a Super Bowl?
Yeah, exactly. You
But
know, you get a
18,000
sideline view.
people are going to. I mean, the ticket prices are crazy.
They should do WrestleMania there. Think of how exciting that would be.
Probably will.
It's a good idea.
But that's one event. My point is you don't have, see, like State Farm Arena and Mercedes-Benz, they can do a bunch of different things. They can do rock shows. They can do religious book conventions. They can, they can do all kinds of things. There's not, also, from what I understand, it costs bands an incredible amount of money to produce these visuals. I was watching a story about this. Somebody was going to do, like, part of the U2 stuff. They ran into trouble at first. They had to create this other system. So when U2 first started sending their digital video files over for this, the first thing they saw was one file. It said it was going to take 2.5 weeks to render. And it represented like 4 minutes. Wow. So you can't do it as a one-off and use the whole thing. So they're going to come up with some kind of generic visuals, right? So people can come through, and it's like, I always feel cheated when you go see a band and the lighting is like it's making those star patterns on the stage and stuff, where that's the most generic, kind of like a lighting filter. And that's what's going to end up happening at the Sphere, because they're going to need bands to come in to do one-offs or maybe a weekend or something like that, and they're going to end up using like some sort of generic visuals, because it costs a lot of money for a band to produce 2 hours of this visual magic.
And it's not like they could convert it into like an NBA or hockey.
No, because it's not built for that.
Right, exactly. So it's, it basically is a music venue or bust.
Or movies. They play some stupid Darren Aronofsky movie that is about the climate that apparently makes no sense.
How about porn?
And it costs a lot of... Listen.
Oh, like a planetarium movie.
Or porn.
Okay, how are you going to get 18,000? How long is this movie going to run? How long is this movie going to run where you have to sell 18,000 tickets a night? And then there's the part, and I don't know if they will change this second one, but there is an area where you can't see it all.
So that's the part of it that you will sell tickets for. So instead of 18, how many?
Yeah, no, they sell it. People show up, and they've paid like the cheaper tickets, so they've only paid like $500, and they get down to their seat and they look up, and there's a ceiling above them. They can't even see the whole thing. But the biggest problem is it is an eyesore, and no one is going to. So it doesn't surprise me that United Arab Emirates (UAE), because they build anything gaudy, and they don't care.
Want to have everything.
Also, they don't care what their citizens think. Like if the royalty wants it, the royalty gets it.
The sheik is happy,
That's
then that's
correct.
the important thing.
Sheik or shake? Tomato. Ashley Frasca says it's crowded downtown.
No trouble downtown, but yes, a lot of volume. 400 south beginning before Lenox Road, 85 south jams, then below North Druid Hills, bumper to bumper, and on the Beaver Spring connector south, but not much relief on the connector all the way bumper to I-20. Northbound getting heavier beginning before 166 Langford Parkway. May have a trouble spot center off on the shoulders before you even get to I-20. We're going to check volume on I-75, and Henry County has been pretty crowded in both directions between McDonough and Stockbridge. 85 north to the right in Gwinnett is trying to head up to Swanee, and Lawrenceville Swanee Highway 317. Some better news, the crash on Highway 316 eastbound to Sugarloaf looks to be off to the side. Updating the northwest in the Gorey Carrier Traffic Center, Toby Dawkins.
Well, you're looking damned up. 75 northbound and southbound, seeing brake light stretch from the Cobb Cloverleaf I-285 to I-575. And speaking of I-575 northbound, just a tap of the brakes getting into Woodstock. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month. Enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 USB.
At Jim Ellis Automotive, we believe buying a car should be quick, easy, and convenient, or in other words, as headache-free as possible. Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. When you're ready for your next car, truck, or SUV, I invite you to visit jimellis.com. It's the easiest way to shop and compare more than 5,000 new, certified pre-owned, and pre-owned vehicles. Find the right vehicle that's right for you and use the Jim Ellis Expressway to start or complete your entire purchase online. Calculate your payment, determine the value of your trade, secure financing, and more. At Jim Ellis Automotive, you can shop in the comfort of home, on the go with your mobile device, or in person at any of our 21 family-owned and operated dealerships located throughout Metro Atlanta. For your convenience, Jim Ellis Automotive also provides at-home services, including test drives, vehicle delivery, and some service appointments. Ready for a quick, easy, and convenient car buying experience? Visit jimellis.com today. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problem. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Cooler weather, shorter days, busy schedules, all great reasons to treat your family to a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. The perfect place to relax and unwind. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy System. Each seat is customized to fit every body in your family. Now through October 20th, shop the Peaceful Life hot tub sale with instant rebates up to $2,000 or 0% financing. Brown's Pools and Spas celebrating 50 years of BrownsPools.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, 19 days after the Biolab fire in Conyers, the shelter-in-place order is lifted for all of Rockdale County. The good news today from Brian Vassar with the EA.
Over the past 72 hours, we have not really had much of a visible plume, if any, and we've not had any exceedances of any of the action levels that were previously established.
The lifting of the shelter-in-place includes the area within a 2-mile radius of the Biolab facility. Rockdale County Chairman Oz Nesbitt says we are pleased to see the community beginning to return to normal. It is 64 degrees in Atlanta. A warming trend is coming. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. The FBI is investigating after an envelope containing a suspicious white powder is mailed to the Georgia Secretary of State's office. Chief Operating Officer Sterling tells Channel 2 Action News he believes it was sent weeks ago.
This is part of a series of these envelopes were sent out about a month ago that were targeting elections offices around the country.
He says once it was discovered, they cleared the room and called the FBI, who's in a hazmat team. A Barrow County grand jury today indicts a father and son in the Appalachia High School shooting. It means the case against Colin and Colt Gray has enough evidence to go to trial. 14-year-old Colt Gray faces 55 charges and his father faces 29. Their arraignment is set for November 21st. The teen is accused of taking an AR-15 style rifle to Appalachia High last month, killing 2 teachers and 2 students and wounding 9 others. His father is accused of providing his son with the weapon and ammunition used in the shooting. Israel now confirms the death of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. He was taken out by Israeli forces in Gaza. CBS News military analyst Jeff McCausland says this may influence the Israeli prime minister to agree to a ceasefire.
This might allow the Netanyahu government now to say we have accomplished one of our primary goals, which was the destruction of Hamas.
Sinwar is accused of orchestrating the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel last year. Brookhaven police are asking the city council for money for a new real-time crime center.
The department is asking for $500,000 for the equipment that would go into the center and would be housed inside of their public safety headquarters. Lieutenant Abram Ayala tells me.
This real-time center is designed to enhance our situational awareness by providing real-time information to officers in the field.
It would bring together multiple sources of information, including live 911 license plate reading cameras and drones.
Giving officers information in real time, serving as a force multiplier.
The city council will consider budget next month. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Fewer teens are using tobacco products.
Current tobacco use among middle and high school students has dropped to the lowest level in 25 years. CDC's Chris Marinak says there's still work to be done, though.
About 10% of high school students and about 5% of middle school students use any tobacco product.
The most popular tobacco product is e-cigarettes, but
in 2024, we saw for the first time that nicotine pouches are the second most commonly used tobacco product.
Overall, new government data showing at least 500,000 fewer middle and high school students are using tobacco products. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Affordable homes for new residents of Gwinnett County. The ribbon is cut today on the Gwinnett Housing Corporation's second subdivision. The Fortview neighborhood is near Lawrenceville.
We started about 4 years ago, and it features 21 homes.
CEO Layla Pelagia says they've already sold 2 of the homes. They're available to first-time home buyers with incomes at or below 80% of the area's median income. Georgia Power is offering installment payment plans for customers struggling after Hurricane Helene. It allows customers to pay their current account balance over several months. Customers can enroll through November 30th. It is now 5:34, and the news is sponsored by John Foy and Associates in North Georgia Replacement Windows. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and Triple Team Traffic starts now with Ashley Frasca.
You're in for a crowded ride on the southeast perimeter, 285 eastbound, over from Boulder Crest, and especially ramping onto I-20 eastbound, getting out to Panola Road, but an earlier crash has cleared that was past Leslie Chapel. We're flying over the volume on the south side. It's awfully crowded out of Stockbridge, 75 south. It'll take 20 minutes to get from Stockbridge Highway 138 down to Highway 2081 and northbound Cynthia all day, getting out of Bucks County from Highway 16. You're right to break the entire way through Lucas Grove up to McDonough on 75 north. Getting a couple of trouble spots on 285 in the Gray Carrier Traffic Center, Veronica Rowell.
And we're going to start over on the west side of town. Stalling motorists 285 northbound north of Langford 166 exit 5 knocks out the center lane, but now I'm getting word of new trouble 285 northbound at Cascade Road. Over on the southeast perimeter, also dealing with a crash knocking out at least one lane 285 eastbound, the outer loop east of 675, and then moving over on the east side of town. Crash remains in the right lane 285 southbound, the inner loop at Highway 78. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Skies this evening, sunset around 7 o'clock, temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s at that time, cooling down to the upper 30s, low 40s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 67. We're warming up this weekend, morning low 45 on Saturday, daytime high 71. Sunday morning low 47, afternoon high 74. The temperature trend continues on Monday with a high of 75. We'll land in the low 80s by this time next week. No rainfall in the forecast for the next several days. The last time we received any precipitation was on September 29th, so this dry spell has been going for the past 3 weeks. It'll continue for the next 5 to 10 days.
64 in Sugar Hill, 62 in Dallas, and 64 in Palmetto. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
I've been reporting on our traffic for decades. I can assure you, wrecks will happen. Oh, I've seen them. And insurance will try to pay as little as possible. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. When bad traffic leads to a bad accident, a great lawyer. I recommend John Foy and Associates, the strong arm. If you're injured, don't try to take on the insurance companies alone. You need John Foy and his army of lawyers to fight for what you deserve. There's no cost until they win. Call for your free case evaluation. JohnFoy.com.
Nothing warms your home like natural light.
It's time to brighten yours. Add more daylight and bigger views with Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass Windows.
Hi, it's Jonathan and Ted from North Georgia Replacement Windows.
Our windows come with narrow frames giving you more light. Experience the Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass difference at your home or in our new Alpharetta showroom.
Window and door shopping made simple.
0% interest available.
Infinity Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah!
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients. Inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavor and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Mix and match 5 or more participating items for just 99 cents each with your card. Choose from Powerade, Campbell's Soup, Bar S, Frank's, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Don't let a DUI ruin your life. Hire the attorney that other attorneys hire. GeorgeStein.com.
I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but the cold air is coming fast. That means a couple different things to me and you. Energy bills will be rising and company coming over for the holidays. Dan Watkins here with all Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows. It's time to get your house ready for the winter air and your holiday visitors. The good news is that we have you covered for every opening in your home. So call us today to set up a free estimate with one of our amazing sales consultants. They'll help you pick out the perfect garage door, front door, and windows for your home.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better way for you to get better care, and that starts with being there to support you around the clock. When you call or text, we'll always answer with 24/7 access to mental health clinicians, and we'll call you too with a 100% follow-up rate to make sure you have everything you need. Whatever works best for you works best for us. We're really just here to help you get better. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
That would suck, you're right. Home entertainment news. International Stanley. This has to do with music, so I want to bring it up with you. Last Friday, talking about Rolling Stone has this, the 130 most disappointing albums of all time. And we were talking about, I got to like 36 or something, and I saw that it was the final cut. And I just had to say something about that. I think, it might be Roger Waters' first solo album in reality. But it's a damn good album. The idea
It's all cast off from the wall.
Some of it, I wouldn't say it's all cast-offs, but it does sound a lot like The Wall, as does his next one, Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking. Kind of has the same sort of hooks and stuff, but just some amazing songwriting on the final cut. So I saw that, and I didn't realize until over the weekend that the number one most disappointing album of all time, according to Rolling Stone, is John Lennon's Sometime in New York City. And what's interesting about that, first of all, there's 2 or 3 good John Lennon songs on there, but it's a double album, and half of it's Yoko. And all of her songs
Just the good half.
seem to be like 16 or 17 minutes long. It's a highly unlistenable, ragged album. So I would agree, coming off the heels of Imagine, it probably was one of the biggest letdowns out there. What I find interesting is that it is Rolling Stone magazine, through their nonsense propaganda in the late 60s and early 70s, that got people to buy into the idea that that was the best, most interesting version of John Lennon. The guy wearing the army coat in the middle of the streets with a bullhorn, wearing a plastic glove for some weird
Going
reason.
Dick Cavett all the time.
Well, I don't care about that, but I'm just talking about the revolutionary.
Yeah.
Like, Rolling Stone magazine were the ones who said, the interesting John Lennon isn't the guy who's just cranking out these great pop songs in the 60s. No, he came into his own and proved how much more important to the world he was than that stupid Paul McCartney with his stupid pop song. They created this John Lennon that put out Sometime in New York City. Well, I think he took 5 years off. He knew he had screwed himself. He knew that he had screwed his solo career.
For me, it's the Beatles, John Lennon, then you skip the 70s, then you get adult contemporary.
John Lennon with the last album.
With Double Fantasy.
He's got some good songs along the way. The problem with John Lennon is you just get the greatest hits that came out, in 81 or 82.
That's
that
all
covers
you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah, you just need shaved fish and call it a day.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I think there's a few songs off Double Fantasy and Milk and Honey that are decent. So I would go.
Saying, if you're gonna go with solo John Lennon, just do a greatest, and then
That's all you need.
And then you get The Lot, which is like John Lennon Light.
I never listened to that album.
I had
Julian
it when
Lennon?
I was a kid. I mean, Tim
Well,
did.
Tim
he
did.
sounds
You
just
did.
like him.
I know he does.
That was by design.
And I know that one song
The Lot?
was pretty big.
I wanna get
Much Too Late for Goodbyes.
Yeah.
That's what he's tried to become Beatles. That's where the video where Julian Lennon's out there and he's looks like he's in the movie Hell or something with the trains. He's like doing signals for the trains or whatever. Well, it's much too late for goodbye. Listen, talk about having a beer with somebody. If I could know that Julian Lennon throughout the evening would get drunk, I would love to sit next to him, because when he gets drunk, he starts telling you what he really thinks about his father, and that's when it gets interesting.
Well, Dad just left him there. See you later. I'm going to New York and having another kid.
And then celebrated the second son like he'd never had a son before. Like
Beautiful Boy. Do you think that's Julian Lennon's favorite song? Beautiful Boy?
Probably not.
The monster never left Julian. It was still in the closet.
It had to be Paul McCartney was the only one who wrote a song about Julian. John Lennon wasn't interested. Yeah, that
I could do a lot more with a different woman.
It's like Dale Earnhardt,
He didn't like Dale Jr.?
No, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is his second son.
Yeah.
So how does
he's the junior?
Yeah. So how does Carrie Earnhardt is the first son.
Wow.
To a different wife, and then when he got married, his So that's got to make you feel weird when you're the oldest child and your younger brother is a junior.
Sometimes bad guys have practice kids.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
They have the practice kid, and then they have the one they really like.
So Carrie Earnhardt and Julia Leonard with the practice kid. Okay,
yeah.
I understand. Once you get, then you have the ones. I mean, just think of this in 1980, like before the horrible thing happened, when the album was out, and everyone's like, beautiful boys. Yeah, my dad calls me like 3 times a year.
Did you get the check?
All right, that's enough of that kind of music talk. I agree with Rolling Stone. That probably is the most disappointing album, but you created that John Lennon. You created the myth that was the John Lennon was going to change the world with all of his
They blew smoke up his backside.
Well, what was their methodology for determining that?
No, what they did was when the Beatles broke up, they did a long interview with John Lennon. He was either on heroin or coming off of heroin, whatever, but it was just nothing but a bitch fest about everything. And years later, 3 or 4 years later, Lennon himself said, I was mad, I was angry, whatever. I don't really believe that stuff. Rolling Stone still puts it out as a book. Like after his death, it's still available because it's very long. There's like a 4-hour interview with John and Yoko, and he just poops on everybody.
Is that the one where he's on the cover from the movie with the army helmet on?
I believe so.
That's the first
issue
of Rolling Stone.
Then no, it's not that one. It's after they break up.
Where they're naked on the cover.
That's 1980, after he died.
How did they take a picture?
Because it was before he died. One of the last things he did.
They were cleaning him up.
They didn't up him up on the examiner's table.
No.
Yeah, just crawl up there, Yoko.
So, they. I think one of the last things he did was that interview the day before, or something like that. The interview for Rolling Stone.
Well, whatever. It was senseless what happened.
Well, we can all agree upon that.
That's right.
Because I was thinking about this the other day as a Beatles aficionado, with no meanness. I love the Beatles. I love all Beatles, but we only have 2 Beatles left. And so we only have Paul and Ringo. If it had gone the other way, if we only had John and George, they would just be telling us how horrible the Beatles were. It's like we have at least the 2 Beatles who will celebrate it. Now, I don't know. Maybe John Lennon as he got older. You know what I hate? Not long as we're talking about the Beatles. John Lennon died young. He died at 40. He was murdered. And he gave all these interviews when he was in this. He just like, the Beatles. He just loved to tell Beatles fans that it was just another band. He was a contrarian. If you said something was great, he was going to tell you that it wasn't great. That was just his style. But he could have seen in the future where he's not here to give more interviews, where all of these YouTube videos could show up. These are the 10 songs John Lennon hated. And if I was 24 and went there, I would believe it because he did say it. But it's not understanding who John Lennon was. Whatever you said was great, he was going to tell you it was terrible because he was just a contrarian. And when he got into certain moods, he would just poop on everybody.
That is to confuse as garbage.
All you have to know about John Lennon's personality is that the song Imagine and How Do You Sleep are on the same album. That's all you need to know. Ashley Frasca says there are troubles along 285.
Yes, you need to know about a stall in the center lane, 285 north, just past 166 Langford Parkway, constant delays back to King Street Parkway near in the College Park Key Point area. But then it's the heaviest stuff from I-20, the West Freeway on the brakes the whole way through I-75 to Cobb Cloverleaf, and getting a lot more crowded from Sandy Springs to Dunwoody on the inner loop, 285 east and south, crowded in the entire way to Highway 78. We're in trouble in the right lane there on the inner loop. Check out the downtown ride. It's Toby Dawkins.
Yeah, you're slow. 7585 northbound and southbound from Langford Parkway to 17th Street. And this report is sponsored by Georgia United Credit Union. Georgia United named this week's best savings account rates in Georgia. Open a high-earning savings account today. Visit gucu.org/save. That's gucu.org/save. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Tune in to Atlanta's Morning News.
Affected homes should boil their water now.
On your latest news,
Vice President's visits, generating some social media buzz.
weather, and traffic.
We'll update you on the traffic impact as the VP arrives.
Tomorrow starting at 5.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
Owning a home means a lot of tough decisions, like who could I trust with the comfort of my family. Hey, it's Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hassler Doctrine for Guardian Home Experts. You know me, I'm an Atlanta guy, born and raised, but I'm not going to use a company just because my parents did or because I heard their name a lot. Heating, cooling, and plumbing options and pricing can be really complicated. So I did my research and I chose local, family-owned Guardian Home Experts. Over 5,000 five-star reviews, affordable options, high-quality work, and impeccable customer service. And a new system with Guardian and Daikin to get up to a $1,450 instant rebate and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's as low as $99 a month to own, not lease. Plus, Guardian offers a meet or beat price match guarantee up to $500. Details online. And here's my favorite part.
We weren't planning on selling our home, but our family's needs changed. I'm Caitlin, and selling our home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the best decision we made for our family. With over 11,000 five-star reviews, I had peace of mind knowing I could trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell our home fast and for more than we were asking. If you're preparing to move, check out Mark Spain Real Estate guaranteed offer. Go to markspain.com and see what their guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Losing power at your home can be more than an inconvenience. It's Tim Andrews from the Von Hassler Doctrine. From the uncomfortable temperature to the food spilling in your fridge, don't risk it. Protect your family with a whole home generator from Lightning Bug Electric. Customized options for your home, many generator brands and sizes to choose from, and always the highest quality work. Lightning Bug Electric will keep the lights on.
Trust me, let in the lightning bug and get all the buzz at lightningbugelectric.com.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world. So why settle for an ordinary engagement ring you can find almost anywhere? Well, I know a place where you can design your own custom engagement ring. Terra Fine Jewelry Company. At Terra, the styles and designs are endless, and their expert jewelers make it easy to bring a personally designed engagement ring to life. Your bride-to-be deserves more than a cookie-cutter engagement ring, so explore the vast options of custom design rings at Terra Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort, Georgia. Terra Fine Jewelry Company.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
All right, Paul, Entertainment News International. Stanley, more music news, please.
All right, they said this would never happen, and they've been saying it for a long time, almost 65 years. Barbra Streisand has drafted Bob Dylan to collaborate on her new duets album.
That would be great.
Oh, nice.
What are you doing?
People need people. Oh, the luckiest people in the world.
Are you a big Bob Dylan fan, Babs?
Oh, I love Bob Dylan. I think he's talented.
Babs.
Oh, I can't wait.
I haven't froggy when I couldn't eat it. Froggy when I couldn't.
He did right.
Are you guys going to do a remake of, or a cover of of,
I contain multitudes.
what's it called? The Mysterious Death of,
Patty Carroll.
The story of the rookie.
The man his authorities came to blame.
For something that he never done.
Put in the prison cell but one
time
he could have
been
the champion of the world.
Oh, that sounds like a great. Oh, I
Pistol
can't
shots ring out through a barroom night. Enter Patty Valentine from the upper hall.
Maybe we'll get like a little Shabuzi remix in there too.
Nonsense. Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong got together. Are we going to get music like this?
Shucks
His teeth dim, and he makes them pearly white. There's something I don't know, but just call me Mac. Mackie, oh, Mackie's bad.
Are you going to work on Maggie's farm anymore?
I'm not gonna walk on Maggie's farm no more.
Puts a cigar in your face, just switch.
Can I just say this?
There.
Can I just say this?
I'm just average common too. I'm just like me and a bit like you. I'm different from anyone.
Like on late night TV, we'd see the ads for this album coming out.
I have, I have never enjoyed the concept of duets albums. Like now, a duet on a particular song on an album, it works, but the whole concept of it's just going to be a mix. I'm going to get this person, and I heard Paul McCartney's going to be a part of it. Because they don't have a voice anymore.
Yeah, well, nowadays everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. It's just a bunch of gibberish, and everybody acts like they forgot about Dre.
Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. Little Eminem.
So what do you say to somebody?
Right, so I be getting like this.
Little gin and juice while we're at it.
Rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice.
What are they going to do with WAP radio friendly?
My body's got the Tanqueray.
Wet like a mop bucket or something. Like spaghetti or macaroni.
Oh, like macaroni in the pot.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
I changed.
Other brothers cannot deny.
I've changed my mind. I can't wait for this to be released. You give some stuff away? Is that what you're,
let's do that.
Let's give away 2 tickets to see the Atlanta Rhythm section, ironically, right here in Atlanta. On Sunday, it's crazy. On Sunday, December 8th, at Buckhead Theater, be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale right now at livenation.com. Ashley Frasca says there's a crash on the west side perimeter.
We're trying to get over it on the west side, 285 northbound, past 166 Langford Parkway, then at exit number 5, reportedly in 2 right lanes. So the delays are getting worse now as you approach Camp Parkway. Flow through fine, exit on the north side, 285 north and east, almost over to the north side, Powers Ferry. Downtown's getting a lot more crowded, especially 400 south. You're feeling the tension well before Lennox Road, trying to get through Buckhead and 85 south from North Druid Hills on the brakes the entire way south through Midtown and northbound. Still fixed. Coming up from 166 Langford Parkway. Checking the northeast drive in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
And right now, better news. Crash just moved off to the right. 85 southbound at Indian Trail Road. Exit 101. Still your delay stretched back to 316. Now your 85 northbound brake lights start before at 285 around Chamblee Tucker Road. And you stay slow through Norcross. And around Georgia 400 northbound dealing with delays as you leave 285 and getting past Abernathy Road. And again, slowing over in the Windward Parkway area over in Alpharetta. And 75 northbound, that's just all volume as you leave Delk Road and head over into Kennesaw. A traffic report brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties and get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. At Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Connects. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Hey, it's Mark Aram. Demand for QC treatments is so strong, they're opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrence, Sandy Springs, Marietta, and Stockbridge. You know, friends, QC Kinetics is a game changer. The nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All-natural process that uses healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints, so you can get your life back, be active again without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You've been hearing about it. Stop. Put it off. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have done already. Call QC Kinetics. It's a free consultation. Call now, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
Mark Lloyd and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group understand that no matter how the 2024 presidential election shakes out, it's going to have a huge impact on your retirement. Now more than ever, it's important that you have a clear understanding of what's at stake with your finances, because as we've already seen, anything can happen. Major election surprises like the ones we've been seeing can potentially tip the balance on our economy. And on top of everything else, we also know our current tax rates are going to expire at the end of next year, and they'll go back up. Do you think your finances are ready for all of this? Well, Mark's election stress test can help find out. Schedule your today with the Lloyd Advisory Group by calling or texting ELECTION to 770-766-5611. That's ELECTION to 770-766-5611. See how strong your plan really is. Call or text ELECTION to 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group.
Your attic is like a 5-star resort to critters, and they're ready to move in. Dave Baker here for Breda Pest Management. The critters are creeping in your attic. Better call Breda to get a highly trained expert to kick those critters out. Under the Breda Wildlife Guarantee, if any critter returns, you're covered at no additional cost. Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. BREDA Pest.com. Breda. No need to be afraid of bugs.
A lot of companies claim to be able to repair your foundation, but don't go with just anyone. Go with a specialist. Doug Turnbull here. Go with Ramjack. Foundation repair is all they do. Ramjack has the most experienced technicians in the industry to focus on your foundation and properly diagnose the issue. They'll fix your foundation right the first time using the highest quality products available, and they'll leave your home flawless. Get your free estimate. Just Google Atlanta Ramjack.
News, weather, traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlantis News and Talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Kayaccio. News is sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. A top local story: a father and son are indicted in Barrow County for September's deadly mass shooting at Appalachia High School.
14-year-old Colt Gray faces a 55-count indictment for the Appalachia High School shooting. Charges include felony and malice murder for the 2 students and 2 teachers killed. Aggravated assault and child cruelty charges zero in on those who were shot or shot at in a hallway or classroom, though Barrow County District Attorney Brad Smith makes clear
every person, every kid in that school was a victim.
Colin Gray faces a 29-count indictment, including charges of second-degree murder. The 54-year-old gave his son an AR-style rifle for Christmas, even though investigators say he knew the teen kept a shrine to school shootings in his bedroom. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
64 degrees in Atlanta after another cold start tomorrow. Much of a warm-up. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Mixed emotions in Rockdale County, 19 days after the biolab fire that had a toxic plume lingering over the county. WSB Steve Summers reports live now with the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, Bill, the good news, the shelter-in-place order has been lifted after environmental officials declared the air safe to breathe.
Over the past 72 hours, we have not really had much of a visible plume, if any, and we've not had any exceedances of any of the action levels that were previously established.
The bad news, confirmation the plume was made of 4 million pounds of trichloroacetic acid, which can cause eye and liver damage along with shortness of breath. And the ugly, BioLab was invited to today's update but failed to show. County Commission Chair Osned Nesbitt had this to say about that.
Frankly, I think it's a slap in the face. I feel like the citizens and business owners who have been held hostage for the last 19 days deserve to hear directly from the leadership and the corporate management of BioLab.
Commissioner Chair Nesbitt says the county is now turning over the job completely to BioLab. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
The FBI investigates after an envelope containing a suspicious white powder is mailed to the Georgia Secretary of State's office. It may be one of several envelopes targeting election offices nationwide mailed out about a month ago. A major win for Israel in its ongoing war with Hamas. Linda Gradstein reports from Jerusalem. Israel confirms it's killed the architect of the October 7th attack.
Israel says that DNA tests have determined that one of 3 gunmen killed in a fight in southern Gaza was Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. There were no hostages in the area at the time. Families of the 101 hostages still being held in Gaza say they hope that Sinwar's killing will lead to a deal for a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of the hostages.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says Israel has, quote, settled its account with Sinwar, but the war is not yet ended. One person is dead in a house fire in Hall County. 2 people were in the home on Sardis Road when firefighters arrived around 1 o'clock this afternoon. The house was fully involved in flames. Investigators are trying to determine what caused the fire. Heads up if you're headed to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Starting this weekend, there will be some closures due to construction. Here's a report all new at 6 o'clock.
Work begins Saturday on the South Parking Deck pedestrian bridge, which means all South Terminal upper lanes and the Ground Transportation Center will be off limits. Frank Rucker, Senior Deputy General Manager of the project, tells us the hours of construction.
We'll start the operation at 4 p.m. Saturday, and first phase will basically continue until 5 a.m. Sunday, October 20th.
And expect more construction at Hartsfield-Jackson next week in the evenings from 8:30 p.m. until 5 a.m. as this 3-part project continues. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
It is 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's triple team traffic, and it starts with Ashley Frasca.
DOT now reporting new trouble in Smyrna, Vines on 285 west or south at I-75, reportedly in the left lane. We're flying with the Cloverleaf right now. I don't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not slow. And a trip time for you home into Kennesaw, you're looking at 30 minutes already. 75 north from Windy Hill all the way to Chastain. 575 north, not bad. A bit crowded around that Bells Ferry curve as you make your way home into the Woodstock. 400 northbound, you finally break free of the brake lights at North Ridge. And then 85 north, slow in spots Indian Trail. That earlier crash, 85 southbound to Beaver Ruin, that has been pushed to the right shoulder. With the third is to the west side of 285, it's Toby Dawkins in the Colbray Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, 285 northbound near Langford Parkway, exit 5. Earlier, trouble has been cleared, but then getting new word of trouble in the Cobb area. 285 westbound, the outer loop at I-75. Crash knocks out one left lane. And then looking at the east side, 285 southbound, crash cleared at Highway 78, but delays remain past Spaghetti Junction. Triple team traffic, 95.5 ESB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies this evening, sunset around 7 o'clock, temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s at that time, cooling down to the upper 30s, low 40s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 67. We're warming up this weekend, morning low 45 on Saturday, daytime high 71. Sunday morning low 47, afternoon high 74. The temperature trend continues on Monday with a high of 75, and will land in the low 80s by this time next week. No rainfall in the forecast for the next several days. The last time we received any precipitation was on September 29th, so this dry spell has been going for the past 3 weeks. It'll continue for the next 5 to 10 days.
It is 66 in Brazelton, 62 in Roswell, 60 in Douglasville. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Kayachio, 95.5 WSB.
Congratulations to Dallas Rogers of Ellenwood. Won 2 tickets to see the Atlanta Rhythm section on Sunday, December 8th at Buckhead Theater. Tickets are on sale right now at livenation.com. We have a special edition. It's not really all that special because I think in the future we're going to very often have Bill Crane along with this.
I know that. And somebody breaks in my house to get shot. Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Harry, get your fat ass out of the couch.
Probably should not have said that. But my staff will deal with that later.
Let's go, Harry.
That was our local radio station.
You may never see me again, but that's okay. Gotta do what I gotta do. Whatever happened to Trump? Well, he never got out of Springfield. Who's next?
Who is that?
Next.
Next is Bill Crane.
Oh.
Political, how to put you?
Chief political analyst.
Chief political analyst. list.
You always like to call me senior.
Senior
I am older than you.
political.
I like chief. I prefer chief.
He's the big chief of the political analyzing on WSB, and we haven't had you on here for the trail mix yet, so I wanted to bring you in to get your ideas. What's going on in this presidential campaign?
There's a campaign?
There is apparently a campaign going on. Now, Bill Crane, you and I have not discussed this, but I don't vote either.
I know that.
Okay. Okay. So I'm objective. I'm totally objective here. Early voting started so far. Are we getting more than we?
Yeah, it's a record turnout, and we can talk about kind of what that does and doesn't mean. It's in live counting because they're still voting today. In excess of 600,000 people have voted since it started on today, just 2 days ago.
And with a comparison to the
yeah,
first
it's about 2.5 times what the same day was in 2020 and the same day was in 2022. But do remember in 2020 we were in a pandemic, and Georgia Secretary of State, some people found it somewhat controversial, some people were angry with him, sent an absentee ballot application to every registered voter in Georgia. And so in that election, the early vote was split, and we had a record number of votes by mail and votes into the drop boxes because everybody got an absentee ballot application. All you do is fill it out, toss it in the mail, carry it to the drop box when the ballot came. Also, in those two prior elections, we had 3 weeks of early voting, and typically it surges on the first day and last day. Change the law in 2021, so now we have 10 days of early voting. Some county will have what they call souls to the polls on Sunday, one day, and some will have 1 day of Saturday voting. Otherwise, Monday through Friday, 2 weeks, with the last day of advance voting being October the 30th.
Now, it seems to me that from just a little bit I've read about it, the early voting numbers, very early, and I think in Georgia as well, favors Democrats.
It does, and I mistakenly said October 3rd. Friday, November the 1st is when it ends. Yeah, the 5 core counties in Metro Atlanta have the typically highest in terms of normative vote, and those counties have, since 2016, skewed heavily Democratic. So number 1 right now, Fulton County, with about 40,000 votes in person already. That was about 2 o'clock this afternoon. 73,000 in Fulton County, 39,000 in DeKalb, 41,000 in Cobb, 38.5 in Gwinnett. What is interesting is you look outstate, and this is not usual, this is atypical. Athens, Georgia, which is also a Democrat bastion, and about 150,000 people, has 3,150 early votes. It's a adjoining county, which is 1/3 its size, but heavily Republican, has 3,115 early votes. Similarly, Augusta.
So wait. So those two things. So what is that?
What I'm saying is
that low from Athens, meaning?
Well, it's not so much low as it is. It's not that they typically have a Republican neighbor voting with 1/3 the population vote for vote, and the same thing is happening between Richmond County, Augusta, and Columbia County next door. Evans, 8,609, 8,269. What I want to share with the listeners is in 2020 and in 2016. Joe Biden won those core 5 counties, 65 to 75 to 82%. DeKalb was his highest county. But Donald Trump, outstate, and we'll call Redland, if you will, won most of those counties 3-1. So less votes, but his percentages were consistently
right,
which is why it was such a close contest in 2020.
Because I was thinking, I guess maybe I'm wrong, because I don't know if college students usually vote in the
area,
but I mean even in the area where they go to college, an awful lot of people aren't from Athens.
In Georgia, they get to choose, literally. Right. They're the only class of voters that do, whether they vote at home or whether they vote in their college town and campus. They are about, I have the percentage page, may have been.
I'm about to say, when I was in school, I know I registered to vote in Carrollton.
Right.
It just made it was a lot easier to vote on campus than it was to go back home.
We did that in 1990. I was in the Secretary of State's office at the time to make it easier for college students to vote, but it still doesn't work.
So this shows that
65-year-olds are by far, by almost 2-1, the crowd that's showing up at the polls.
And they've got the least to look forward to what America's to become.
Being a grandfather,
You're right. They should be allowed to vote, I think.
No, there is.
I think a lot of us still vote because we care about
grandkids, of course, grandchildren. I want them to have to share the paradise of a country that's over $35 trillion in debt. So I definitely.
We don't approach that issue the same way, but you and I are very much of mind, and that's the ticking time bomb.
And it has not come up. Has there been one straight up $35 trillion in debt
question at any of these debates?
None of the debates. I have seen it in a couple of the interviews, and I've certainly seen it in some of the more Newsmax and some of the more conservative outlets. It's not something that either of the two mainstream candidates focused on.
You know, I think that there's a game going on. The reason that the media doesn't pick it up here is because they all want to play this game. See, this is why I'm kind of out a little bit on voting. They all want to play this game like it's still 1985 or 1992, and I could say, I'm a Republican because I believe in lower taxes and entrepreneurialism. I'm a liberal. I'm a Democrat. I believe in that the state should take care of the people and blah, blah, blah. Those things, when you're $35 trillion in debt, I think playing that game, because I don't believe you can raise taxes enough to alleviate that debt, and I don't think you can lower taxes and you can't do that. You can't do the spending, but you can't lower taxes enough to spur the entrepreneurialism that will bring in, because right now we're paying more. The government is getting more in taxes than they ever have before. And they're still $2 trillion short, almost. Right now, we have a deficit of nearly $2 trillion
We haven't had
January.
balanced budgets since the divided government of Bill Clinton and Newt Gingrich Speaker. We had 3.
Yeah.
It was the last time the U.S. government
And
balanced.
I remember
we
back-
actually had slight surpluses in 2 of those years.
I remember back when I think it got up to $7 trillion. Now, that's $90 as opposed to the money now. But I remember people just saying, I don't know how you could ever deal with $7 trillion of debt. We got lucky. The internet exploded and just kind of absorbed it. And I think what happened there was in the 90s, we had more politicians, Democrat and Republican, that were popular. And it didn't matter because there was enough money from 95 to about 2002 that you could raise the money for different programs, and you could still lower taxes at the local level and at the national level. And there was so much going on, energy with the internet, you could actually pull it off. And politicians just decided, well, that's how we're going to get elected forever. If my opponent says they're going to cut a program, I'll double down and tell you that I'll double it, because nobody seems to care about anything other than being elected.
When we're in good economic times, even with prices, inflations where they are, where people can't buy a home or can't afford their groceries or a tank of gasoline, it's still relative. But when we get into a recession, and we haven't had a depression again, thank God, but when we get into a recession, that pain point becomes much, much more hot when your neighbors and your family members are laid off and don't have any means of support other than those social programs we're talking about.
But haven't we been papering over that eventuality so long by
We
punting this
have.
ball?
I mean, the bigger kind of other shoe to drop is if America's dollar ever stops being the reserve currency of the world, then we have to pay the piper.
Then we have to pay the piper. And what does that do? Bill Crane, what that does is that makes your Pentagon and your intelligence agencies very active around the world to maintain the dollar, because they know what the media and the politicians are not telling the people, that if that does happen, and they're trying to do it with BRICS, and maybe it'll take 15 or 20 years, or maybe it won't work, but if that does happen, we're screwed. Why doesn't Anderson Cooper want people to know that? Why isn't this something that every voter...
I'm not sure it's that the journalists and the legacy media don't want or believe it to be at all a credible issue. They just don't think viewers care about it. So if they don't believe they care about it, and they don't believe their viewers care about it, they don't talk about it. There are viewers that do. I mean, you and I are not the only 2 people in the world. I've traveled the world, and when you see people, and literally in China, taking your dollar, if you give them an American dollar, and cramming it in their pocket and not putting it in the cash register because it's going in a sack somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But when that eventually, that'll change it. Change for Rome. It certainly changed for the Germans.
Yes.
We'll have a different world.
Well, guys, maybe in 18 days, 6 hours and 43 minutes, the world will change for the better. This election happens. Come on now.
Are we only 18 days out?
18 days, 6 hours, 43 minutes, and 50 seconds.
I mean, actually, the election's underway.
Underway now, right.
I mean, we are, as we speak, people are voting, choices are being made.
I'm talking about...
answers start coming in 18 days.
Yeah.
I do think we have a very good chance of being in overtime again this cycle.
Oh, I don't want that.
Now, I don't think it'll be 2000 where we didn't know till almost Christmas. But I do believe in the 3 battleground states that are most likely going to come down to, which are North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania, we can expect court challenges. We can expect challenges to certification. And I was glad to see two Fulton County judges weighing in yesterday that the 9 changes in rules made by the state election board by a 3-vote majority are not going to take effect for this election.
I think that's a good idea, too, because I think it gave too much power to individuals on that board
just to say, well, I have suspicions. Let's stop this thing.
Well, even if they have suspicions, they're not an adjudicatory or investigative body.
And political campaigns have outlets if they believe there's been some funny business.
Go to court.
Those still
call
exist.
the DBI. Call the district attorney's office.
That was a little bit of a MAGA overreach, I think, that idea there.
That was a good hand slap yesterday, I thought, by the judges.
Ashley Frasca is checking the south side. She's doing it for you.
Things are a lot better if traveling south or heading down on 75. There are a few brake lights before and after Highway 138 northbound. Been a struggle all afternoon. Maybe folks coming early from fall break this week, but you're on the break north of Highway 16, leaving Bethel County on 75 north all the way up to Jotico. And we did just fly over the volume in Marietta. That's all it is on 75 north, trying to get up past Fair Parkway. I-75 north is certainly lighter than normal, to take your time home into Woodstock this afternoon. But look out for a crash in the Cobb Cloverleaf. Avoid that left lane 285 west before I-75. Updating the downtown ride from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, it's Veronica Burrell.
And right now, bumper-to-bumper ride, connector 7585 northbound, coming up from Langford 166, getting through the Grady Curve. 75 southbound, packing in way before Howe Mill Road. 400 southbound, slow to Buckhead, and 85 southbound, brake lights start right around Georgia 400. This report brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. Triple Team Traffic 955 WSB.
WSB is your home of the dog.
Ball down middle, Arian Smith.
This week it's the biggest game of the year.
Jump catches it at the 6.
The Dogs travel to Texas to take on the top-ranked Longhorn.
The defender just let him go.
Pre-game coverage starts Saturday at 3:30.
He just quit tackling him.
Kickoff at 7:30. Only on your home of the Dogs, 95.5 WSB.
And a touchdown.
Brought to you in part by Hoffman Financial Group, official partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Owning a home means a lot of tough decisions, like who could I trust with comfort of my family? Hey, it's Jerry Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctorate for Guardian Home Experts. You know me, I'm an Atlanta guy, born and raised, but I'm not going to use a company just because my parent did or because I heard their name a lot. Heating, cooling, and plumbing options and pricing can be really complicated. So I did my research and I chose local, family-owned Guardian Home Experts. Over 5,000 five-star reviews, affordable options, high-quality work, and impeccable customer service. Get a new system with Guardian and Daikin to get up to a $1,450 instant rebate and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's as low as $99 a month to own, not lease. Plus, Guardian offers a meet or beat price match guarantee up to $500. Details online. And here's my favorite part. 470 Experts. Guardian Home Experts.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HE1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Fall is here, and D. Geller & Son is celebrating with our Fall Bridal event. Come join us October 25th through 27th to see Atlanta's largest selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, and incredible fashion and wedding day jewelry in Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Sandy Springs. Save more when you RSVP online at dgeller.com.
It's Eric. I don't know about y'all. Life happens in our kitchens where we have memories, our family time, our laughs. Well, you don't want a lot of downtime, but you may want to renovate your kitchen. You want one of those $1 million kitchen looks and get it at the fraction of the cost with Frugal Kitchens. They know that you've got a plan for your kitchen, and they want to help you. And here's why I love them. They can have you cooking in 5 days from the start of construction and get you 18 months no-interest financing. FrugalKitchens.com. That's where you want to check them out. FrugalKitchens.com.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hold on, I'm going to change that a little bit quick, Jared. There's a story in, I think it was at MSN.com, which isn't MSNBC. It's kind of strange. MSN.com usually just kind of takes a Reuters story or a Vanity Fair story and kind of bumps it up and gets it out of the paywall and they put MSN on top of it. I don't think they do them reporting much.
It actually is a Washington Post article. I see which one you're looking at.
Oh, yeah. Massive influx. So there are Republicans that are worried, from what you just said, there's going to be a big turnout all the way through the election. And
there are a lot of Republican operatives apparently who are worried that Donald Trump has turned over a lot of the field work, knocking on doors, trying to get people on your side. Turned it over like Charlie Kirk with Turning Point USA.
Several SUPACs.
Yeah,
are
sort of
on the
outsourced.
GOP. Well, and the Republican Party has never had a strong suit in at the precinct level identifying and turning out their voters. They've had issues and they had candidates that have been successful there. But the Democratic Party, particularly in the last 10 years, has really gotten masterful at identifying which households from primary vote data are Democratic skew or 100% rental and properties as well, and going there and literally, if necessary, carrying them to the polls.
Right.
They're much, much better at that, and that's one of the reasons for the last 2016, 2018, 2020, 2022, 4 election cycles, Democrats have won the advanced voting and the absentee voting. Where it's been close or gone the other way, like with Brian Kemp's win, Republicans tend to win on election day. There is a strategic difference this time. Donald Trump and the RNC are pushing early voting because they realize things happen, like rain, like traffic, like kid gets sick, and you need to be able to vote at some point. So if the early voting mechanisms are there, use them.
So a lot of this knocking on doors happens during the early voting now to try to get people to go.
It does.
Okay.
Now, as much as it happens knocking on your door, it's knocking on your phone. How many, and I know you don't vote anymore, but how many texts, emails? I stopped counting. I was just because I knew early voting was starting on Tuesday at 100 between tech. I've got 2 phones between the texts and the emails and the Dropbox mail pieces. Have you voted yet? How are you going to vote? Can we talk to you? Can we survey? And I do think there's a certain amount with this entire election, as long as it's lasted, of people just going, God, when is it going to be over?
I have a forward response to all of these. Delete and report junk.
But it still keeps coming.
Look, and this is another reason why, first of all, I as I said yesterday, I'm reading a lot of articles trying to get people like me to vote, and usually the point of view is, people think their vote doesn't count. I'm afraid my vote will. I voted for 40 years and look at the country. So I'm in a totally different
but you know
kind of
some of the
situation.
people that you voted for and supported who won, who've made a difference. So that in my my counter
$35 trillion of debt, nobody made a difference. This is everybody. This is both parties.
In this election and every other election, the president's race matters. It certainly does. So does the U.S. Senate and Congress. But about 3/4 of that ballot are local ballot initiatives, constitutional amendments, school board sheriffs.
Sure.
And in the odd-numbered years, your mayor and your municipal officers, and those people who have to run balanced budgets by constitution, by statute, by charter.
That doesn't mean they can't bond up.
Like we were talking in the break, Roswell, the city that you live in, is a wonderful community, and that did not happen by accident. And I could point out some other parts of the city that are not.
All right, and that's what I was saying. Is a lot of times when people don't vote, it means they're happy.
Correct.
Yeah,
Content
sad.
is,
They're content.
yeah, it's well.
Anger gets you to the
no
polls.
offense to Jared, but that's why the millennials don't vote. They're much more, planning the weekend and where everybody getting later buzz tonight.
This millennial here votes in every single election. And I tell you, the one race.
I used to work with Lane Buzz.
The one race that is making me vote is the Fonnie Willis race in Fulton County. I am fired up to vote.
You don't even know who you're voting for. You're just voting against her.
She's been so
That
wasteful.
beautiful lawyer.
She's been so wasteful to Fulton County and Fulton County taxpayers that I am fired up. There are so many things that we be doing in the Beltline, extra money to help Fulton County.
You
and 10 other people voting for my beautiful lawyer.
Why don't you?
Her budget doesn't go to the.
Doesn't matter. It could be reused for good things.
Hey, he's on a roll.
I got it.
Bill Crane, you have to go do some TV, and we appreciate you
You know
being
how
here.
to find me.
And I will find you. You know, we're going to move trail next to Thursday because that's easier for you. And from now up to get to the election, hopefully the election ends in November. And if it doesn't,
I wouldn't bet money on that.
All right.
Maybe November, the end of the month. Yeah.
And I haven't drank that bottle of wine yet, but I'm waiting
Let me
for
know.
a special occasion. Thank you. Ashley Frasca, watching 285.
We're on the Skycopter over Buckhead right now, 400 southbound. Moving. Look at the delays on 285 eastbound Saxon, right at Georgia 400, especially slow, getting through Spaghetti Junction with I-85, and then on and off the brakes down to Highway 78. Traffic trooper Rebecca said look out for new trouble in the second right lane on 285 northbound, approaching Covington Highway. Thankfully not too slow there. And it is crowded downtown, 400 south from Lennox, 85 south from Cheshire Bridge, and 75 south. You're rolling into the slow traffic before Howell Mill. All of that crowd is along the connector south and midtown and northbound. Still heavy coming up from 166 Light Parkway. Checking I-20 in the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center. Toby Dawkins.
Just a tap of the brakes on the West Freeway. I-20 eastbound from Lee Road to I-285. And looking at the other side of town on the East Freeway, I-20, you're slowing and going both directions from I-285 to Turner Hill Road. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. A Reliable Protection Plan are just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WD.
Looking for a simple, fun, and fast way to win money on sports this season? Underdog Fantasy is the app for you. Hey, it's Jerry Yamamoto, and I can tell you, I am already loving the Underdog Fantasy app. And tonight we have two Monday night games. The Ravens travel to the Buccaneers, and the Chargers travel to the Cardinals. Should be a lot of fun. All you do is choose higher or lower on your favorite player's stats to win 1,000 times your pick'em entry. For example, I have Bijan Robinson going higher than 63 rushing yards, and Seattle's Geno Smith going lower than 261 passing yards. Making picks on Underdog Fantasy is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app like I did, or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code MOTO, like Yamamoto, Moto, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be 18 years or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the lab work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestis, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestis. Vestis, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestis.com.
Fall is a busy time, and selling your home can be overwhelming. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, skip the uncertainties of a traditional home sale, and close within days. No showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
The wreck was bad. Dealing with insurance can be even worse. Smiling Mark McKay here for John Foy & Associates, the Strong Arm. If you've been injured, you need an experienced winning team. You need the Strong Arm. Pay nothing up front and get your free case evaluation at johnfoy.com.
Roads can be crafty, but the squirrel is the smartest. They don't even put all their nuts in one nest. They have multiple homes, and right now they're looking for new real estate. Don't let your attic become their next retreat. Scott Slade here for Breda Pest Management. Hearing scratching in your attic? They already moved in. Better call Breda to kick those squirrels out. It'll be like they were never there. BREDAPest.com.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of us.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, it's good news for residents of Rockdale County in the cleanup from the Biolab fire.
Shelter in place for all of Rockdale County will be effective immediately.
The order is lifted after the EPA determines toxins in the air near the facility are now at safe levels. Cleanup at Biolab is done with all toxic waste going to a hazmat dump. Today's announcement comes nearly 3 weeks after the fire sent a massive chemical cloud into the sky above Conyers. It is 63 degrees in Atlanta. Another cold night. When does it start to warm up? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. The FBI is investigating after an envelope containing a suspicious powder is mailed to the Georgia Secretary of State's office.
Once it was discovered, we basically cleared the room immediately and called our partners at the FBI to send in their hazmat team to clear it out and declare the area safe.
Gabe Sterling in the Secretary of State's office telling Channel 2 Action News they believe it's part of a series of envelopes sent about a month ago targeting election offices across the country. A Barrow County grand jury today indicts a father and son in the Appalachia High School shooting. It means the case against Colin and Colt Gray has enough evidence to go to trial. 14-year-old Colt Gray faces 55 charges. His father faces 29. Their arraignment is set for November 21st. The teen is accused of taking an AR-15 style rifle to Appalachia High last month, killing 2 teachers and 2 students and wounding 9 others. His father is accused of providing his son with the weapon and ammunition used in the shooting. Israel confirms the leader of Hamas has been killed by Israeli forces in Gaza. Yahya Sinwar has been the leader of the militant group since August. CBS's Robert Berger from Jerusalem on why this is a big deal.
This could be a turning point in the war because the Israelis and even the Americans felt that Sinwar was really an obstacle to reaching a hostage deal with Israel to get back those about 100 hostages still left in Gaza.
Sinwar is accused of masterminding the Hamas October 7th attack on Israel last year. A Metro Police Department looks to become the latest with an integrated real-time crime center.
The Brookhaven Police Department is asking the City Council to approve $500,000 in their 2025 budget to put the center together inside their public safety headquarters. Lieutenant Abram Ayana.
We see it as a complement to our drone as first responder, live 911, and other technologies that we brought on over the years that allow us to give officers the best information in real time for more informed decision making.
He says the center would also improve efficiency. The City Council is set to consider the proposal next month. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Wellstar Health System announces today the former Atlanta Medical Campus will be redeveloped. This comes almost 2 years after the hospital closed its doors. The City of Atlanta approved land use plan last month. An Atlanta-based developer will lead the redevelopment of the property. It will be turned into a neighborhood with affordable housing, residential properties, green space, and retail. Demolition of some aging structures on the property is expected to begin next year. Some good news about tobacco use by teens. It is now at a 25-year low.
New government data shows at least 500 million fewer middle and high school students are using tobacco products. CDC's Dr. Christy Marinak calls this a huge public health achievement.
Back in 1999, nearly 1/3 of high school students and about 10% of middle school students were smoking. That's down to less than 2% for both groups who are cigarette smoking.
Credits higher taxes on tobacco products and anti-smoking media campaigns. She says that's likely contributing to a big drop-off in teens use e-cigarettes. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
North Carolina now confirms its 95 deaths related to Hurricane Helene. More than 400 roads remain closed across western North Carolina. Governor Roy Cooper says the rebuilding of infrastructure like roads, bridges, and water systems will be the region's largest long-term challenge. It is now 6:34, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic begins with Ashley Frasco.
Trying to get my eyes on possible new trouble. It got really slow. 85 south coming off of Highway 316. The northbound ride, you've just been on and off the brakes, leaving DeKalb County from Chamblee, Tucker, and Spotsylvania Indian Trail. Not even too bad as you head north into Suwanee and Buford. 400 north, there are a few brake lights trying to get past the North Springs MARTA station. And we've got a crash in the left lane in the South Cloverleaf. Just be careful on 285 west approaching I-75. Speaking of 75, home in DeKalb County is Veronica Ralph.
And it's a slow one, too. 75 northbound, you are on those brakes once you hit around Windy Hill Road. You stay slow as you approach 575, and then some brake lights again, 75 northbound between Kennesaw and Ackworth. And overall, not bad at all. Enjoy it trying to get into the Woodstock area on 575 north. A triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies this evening, sunset around 7 o'clock, temperature in the upper 50s, low 60s at that time, cooling down to the upper 30s, low 40s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 67. We're warming up this weekend, morning low 45 on Saturday, daytime high 71. Sunday morning low 47, afternoon high 74. The temperature continues on Monday with a high of 75 and will land in the low 80s by this time next week. No rainfall in the forecast for the next several days. The last time we received any precipitation was on September 29th, so this dry spell has been going for the past 3 weeks. It'll continue for the next 5 to 10 days.
It is 63 now in Midtown Atlanta, 62 in Newnan, and 59 in Dunwoody. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Furniture stores. They think you're rich, lazy, or just plain stupid. Then why charge you $3,000 for Barca Lounger leather sofas, while the exact same is $14.95 at the dump? It's furniture stores that are lazy, paying regular wholesale to brand names, then marking it up 3 times more on sale for you. The dump only buys when famous brands are willing to sell 50% or more below their regular cost. And these days, even the most exclusive design brands will sell their best and newest closeouts 80% off. Then, we dump fancy displays, frills, and overhead, so the 50 to 80% off we save goes to you. Dump overhead. Dump $40 million in ads. pump gigantic money to rent gigantic stores. And what exactly do ex-football players and celebrity spokespeople add? Except to the price you pay? Get Davy. Get great deals. Get 80% off furniture, mattresses, and rugs. Get to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. Off-price luxury outlet.
Windows are supposed to frame the outside.
Instead, you see wood rot, fog, moisture between the paints. Maybe they're drafty or leaky. Upgrade now to beautiful Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows to improve energy efficiency, comfort, and curb appeal.
It's Jonathan and Ted from North Georgia Replacement Windows. Experience the Infinity fiberglass difference at your home or in our new Alpharetta showroom.
0% interest available.
Infinity from Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah!
I'm Kim Green, CEO of Georgia Power. Hurricane Helene was the most destructive hurricane in our company's history. And while almost everyone who can receive power has been restored, we know many of you have endured unthinkable personal hardship. We know the road ahead will be long and difficult, but we'll be right there with you. We are here for Georgia, and we are here for you. To learn more about our response and ways you can get help if you need it, visit georgiapower.com/Helene.
Don't let a DUI conviction cost you your career. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Mark Lloyd and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group understand that no matter how the 2024 presidential election shakes out, it's going to have a huge impact on your retirement. Now more than ever, it's important that you have a clear understanding of what's at stake with your finances, because as we've already seen, anything can happen. Major election surprises like the ones we've been seeing can potentially tip the balance on our economy. And on top of everything else, we also know our current tax rates are going to expire at the end of next year, and they'll go back up. Do you think your finances are ready for all of this? Well, Mark's election stress test can help find out. Schedule yours today with the Lloyd Advisory Group by calling or texting ELECTION to 770-766-5611. That's ELECTION to 770-766-5611. See how strong your plan really is. Call or text ELECTION to 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group.
Just to follow up on the conversation with Bill Crane, a point I was making, because I want to get this across to people. This is not a point of view that I've come around to, or like that I watch podcasts where people talk about this. You know what I mean? Like most ideas, I'm not saying I'm the only person with this idea. What I'm saying to you is it's not something that I've read an essay on trying to persuade me that this is what's going on. Just to the different data points about this country, it has brought me to the conclusion that this does explain why we are so aggressive on the world stage, why we are always involved in so many wars where American citizens are not in harm's way. These sort of theoretical, we got to fight them now before we fight them then, and all of that. And it all goes back to the fact that, for many years, economists have told me that the 35, first it was 20, it was 15 trillion, then 20, 25. And they all would say basically the same thing. So long as the American dollar is the reserve currency of the world, we will never have to worry about that. And I look at how aggressive our military is on the world stage, hundreds of billions of dollars in Eastern Europe, where no Americans are in harm's way. And then there's the war that shall not be spoken of if you don't want to be canceled or called the worst, compared to the worst people in history. And there's one more we're involved in. You're not even allowed to have an opinion, or you can have that opinion, but you are immediately thrown into the bucket of some of the worst people who have ever lived. So that's not fun. That's a good way to shut down debate. But I begin to wonder, with all these economists saying, as long as the dollar is the reserve currency, we don't ever have to pay back the trillions of dollars of debt. And then we look at we have 270 military bases around the world. We're involved all over the world. And that's what brought me to the notion that maybe what explains that is that we know that if the dollar does not remain the reserve currency of the world, we are screwed. So how do you make sure that doesn't happen? You get involved everywhere in the world, and you care who wins elections in some places because one person comes in, they work with the CIA and the intelligence apparatus of the United States. If another person gets elected, they won't. We don't want that to happen, so let's get involved with movements on the ground. All of this stuff is quite possibly, I'm not saying I know this for a fact, I don't. It's only a notion of me putting these things together because I've said this several times. Read your Constitution. There's nothing in there that says the goal of the United States of America is to run the world. There's nothing in a foundational. We just wanted to be able to have our country and do it our way. And that's what the war was fought for. The Revolutionary War was not fought so that we could become England and run the world. Looking back at it, it's not a good idea. Look at what happened to Rome. And there's plenty of, if you look at the demise of Rome and what's happening in the United States of America right now, I'm not saying it's an absolute, analogous thing, but, spread too thin. Yeah, we're fighting wars at the way out here in order to, and then you lose the country. You lose the center. You're no longer responding to the actual constituents of your country. I don't know how many times I can bring up this idea. Everyone seems to have decided there's nothing that can be done about homelessness. Well, what the hell are we paying our taxes for? To save democracy in Eastern Europe? That doesn't make any sense to me when every day that I drive to work, there are more homeless people at the places where homeless people are. And I'm not talking from a point of view of, put them all in jail. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about, can we get together and talk about potential solutions? Because it's not wonderful for the individuals who have to live on the street. And we know there's a lot to that. We know there's mental problems. We know that there's drug abuse, all that. And also, I know that almost all the money that the government puts out to anything other than bridges and highways is wasted. And even a lot of that money is wasted. It's gotten so bad when I see hundreds of billions of dollars going to Eastern Europe of our tax money being wasted, and it is being wasted. You are not getting the full reporting of what's going on over there. It is being wasted. There's a grift going on, just like there was in Afghanistan. It's not reported. And I know that if the government spent $100 billion to solve homelessness in this country, most of it would be wasted. But it's gotten so bad that my point of view has become, I would rather our tax money be wasted right here in America than that it be wasted in other parts of the world.
Apparently, if you invest in infrastructure, if you invest $1 trillion in infrastructure, then hypothetically down the line, you're paying yourself back $3,000 or $3 trillion.
I don't know. Some things work, some things don't. Yeah. But we're always involved in wars where no American is in harm's way, where no other leader has said, I'm coming to America and I'm going to kill Americans. That's why you should be going to war. You should be going to war because somebody is threatening these notional wars where it's like, well, if this happens and if we allow that, then the other thing will happen. And they know they have a compliant country. I don't know why people always believe these. And they always find out later, oh, they were full of it. Vietnam, oh, they were full of it. Iraq, Afghanistan, oh. I saw this guy who was the editor of The Atlantic. I think his name's Jonah Goldberg. I saw let's see if I'm getting the right guy right there. I saw that he gave some speech or something where he's talking about how, it's important the media.
Because he's at the Dispatch.
Who's the guy? Jeffrey Goldberg. Look up his books because I don't want to get this wrong. I believe so. He's going on and on about how we need the media to tell the truth. Without that, democracy, blah, 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 blah. I believe this is the same guy who wrote a book telling Americans that Saddam Hussein was involved at some level in 9/11. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. Is it?
He's got a book called Prisoners.
Go back to like 2000, 2001. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. So when you look at things like that, it's just like the media and the politicians and the intelligence agencies, there's not a whole lot of difference. They all seem to be singing from the same hymnal. And that's why I get my notion that that thing about the dollar being the default currency, that could explain why we are so aggressive on the world stage. And we are aggressive. Next time you read a story about how China is spying through this equipment, or the hacking that's coming from Iran, or the hacking that's coming from Russia or China, I'm not saying that isn't happening. It absolutely is happening. But because the question is asked, the default position appears to be, they're doing all this horrible stuff, but we're not. We're just the United States of America trying to have a democracy. We're doing it tenfold time. There's no government on the planet that is messing with the politics and election cycles of other countries. There's no other country on the planet that is doing it more than we are. So as long as, yes, is Russia doing this? Is Iran? That's another problem that people have, like when they get opposed to war. When you're opposed to war, because most wars are stupid and shouldn't happen, they're for the powerful, they're for rich. Not every war, but most wars. And when you're against it, like a lot of these people I have to stop following, because for some reason they decide that the other side, they're good. No, they're not good. We shouldn't be in Ukraine, and Putin is not a good person. These two things can both be true, and are true. So you don't have to talk about how great Putin is to convince people that they shouldn't be spending $100 billion on Ukraine. So it's very difficult to even find a home if you are an objective thinker in this country, which means it's not a country made for people like me anymore. I love living here, and still, if I don't poke the bear too much, I can kind of create a little bubble around myself and live a good life. But I think that there's a reason that the United States is hell-bent on running the world. They call it an international world order or something. Yeah, where we make the rules. It's good if we make the rules. It's not good if other countries make the rules. And I think it might be because the fear is if other countries get too much power, then the dollar will not remain the reserve currency. And now I've talked ourselves to a point that when we come back, we'll have about 20 seconds to say goodbye. Ashley Frask says the sunshine is impacting your ride.
That setting sun in the west is certainly making it a little tougher trying to head through Sandy Springs on 285 west just to get past Riverside and I-20 westbound. Same impact through Lithia Springs. You find a lot off the brakes around Lee Road and getting crowded on 75 north and westbound, pointed toward Ackworth, getting through Kennesaw. Traffic to Jackson, where he sees a rollover crash. Heads up for that on McCollum Parkway near Old 41 Highway. Updating the south side ride, it's Kobe Dawkins in the Colray Carrier Traffic Center.
And you're slow getting through Locust Grove, I-75 northbound delays from Bill Gardner Parkway to Jonesboro Road. And not any better getting into Henry County. You're jammed up from 675 to Highway 155. And this report is sponsored by Great American RV Superstores. Adventure seekers and road trip enthusiasts head to Great American RV Superstores today. Thousands of top brand motorhomes and towables ready for delivery and priced to sell. Visit GreatAmericanRV.com. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
And I knew you folks would step up.
He knows Atlanta.
Ask the girl behind the counter, what's your most popular cookie?
And Atlanta knows him.
Today, all of them.
Mark Aram.
He's the guy that talked about us on the radio.
Tomorrow at 9.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Well, that's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They'll handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on first visit or you ain't nothing. Call now. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
This fall, drive something truly special during L-certified fall collection sales event at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. It's showing what to get the U.S. News and World Report's best CPO program, an unlimited mileage warranty, and 2 years of complimentary maintenance. Nicer than pumpkin spice. The event ends November 4th.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Alpunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Lou.bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue.bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
What a pro right there, putting the headphones away early. That's the second time I've done that. I've tried to get, and Shelly isn't even here because we're doing
the Coach's Show.
Corner and all that. Is it Coach's Corner?
Coach's Show.
Or did I just give it that name?
I like Coach's
The
Corner.
show with the coach.
Kirby, he'll like that.
So Shelly's not here
Coach
today.
hole.
It's the coach hole. So, and a lot of times Shelly's getting his, and I'm trying to get out of here. So I've decided to, start trying to get my stuff going before we come back for the last segment. But I'm used to, when I put things all together, I pull out my headphones and put them in the sack and
Get the nice headphone sack.
got the nice headphone sack. I put them in the headphone bag, and then I look up and realize, oh no, you have one more segment to do, and I have to quickly put them back in. So there you go. What do we have left? We don't have enough time to do a whole lot of anything. We can't do your Henry Winkler
All right,
thing.
I'm going to play this package. There's new AI.
Are you upset, George, that we can't do the Henry Winkler thing?
I'm not familiar with the Henry Winkler.
It's going to be, it has lots of comedy potential, and that's why we're going to do it tomorrow, because it takes more. What do we have left? Like 20 seconds or a minute? Okay,
Here we go. I'll play this package here to end.
Sotheby's will auction off a painting of mathematician and computer scientist Alan Turing that was made by a humanoid robot. Its name is Aida, and she almost looks like a real artist. Flesh-like face, bob haircut, and jean overalls. The dead giveaway, her robotic arms with hydraulically powered hands, cameras for eyes, and an inability to walk. Sotheby's expects that Aida's 750 masterpiece, AI God, will bring in up to $180,000 at next month's sale. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Also, you can tell that he's got real because she's a real jerk and she left me high and dry on my date with her last night. But anyway,
Listen, anybody who spends money on that thing is just wasting their money for a novelty. That's not going to be valuable. You buy paint, you buy art for one of two reasons. You just really love it, or most people for investments. You buy a Van Gogh $50 million in 30 years, it's probably going to be worth $70 million. That way it's an investment. What's this going to be worth? Maybe because it was the first AI painting. It's not.
It rises in NFTs.
Some moron who wants the spotlight is going to buy it, and they'll be on the Today Show. Good for them. All right, that music is telling us two things: shut the hell up, get the hell out. And you know us. We comply. We are good, patriotic citizens, which means we never question authority. Coach's Show
coming up next,
and then Hondo and the All Stars.
That's right.
We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do one more of these this week. 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us, but until then, continue on the journey. Do not piss off the genie.
Delays left over on the perimeter. The worst of it, 285 eastbound, traveling between 400 and I-85, and crowded up on the connector north until you clear I-20. Slow rise to Kennesaw on 75 north, and a rollover crash on the Column Parkway at a 41 highway. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs. In-home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan. $14.99 a month with 100% parts and labor coverage. I'm Ashley Frasca on 95.5 WSB.
Money Update from WSB consumer expert Clark Howard. Sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air.
Most of the people who become millionaires in the last couple of years have done so by simply putting money in every pay period in a retirement plan at work, a 401k, or their own Roth IRA. Money is flowing to people who invest every single month in retirement accounts